bikes ready for another night of action. Just got done with hot laps, ready to send out the beginners for their first heat race of the night. Gonna be an exciting night here tonight. The track's dried out and maybe some slick racing.
Yeah, gorgeous sunny day here out. It's been nice and hot all day, rolling out these Mobil 1 beginners for their first of 4 heats tonight. Starting off Heat 1A, rolling off first in the number 20, that's Austin Van Houten, and in second, the number 24, it's Corbin Miracle. Rolling off third, it's Braden Pettit in the 9, and fourth, it's Natalie Jen in the 27N. Rolling off fifth, it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald, and in sixth, it's Jolene Hookert in the 96. Rolling off seventh, that's the 17 of Grace Gledhill, and at eighth, it's Easton Hill in the 24E. Rounding out the field, rolling off ninth, it's Kane McAllister in the 18. Golf Depot white flag displayed one more time around before we're going to set them off for the first heat race of the night. And what a week it has been here at Ohsweken Speedway.
Outlaws were here. World of Outlaws. Can't get that mixed up. World of Outlaws were here yesterday. David Gravel picked up the win. Kenny Wallace in the UMP Modified. So it was a fun week as we're about to set them loose at the double pylons.
Austin Van Houten's going to launch out to a bit of a lead. Braden Pettit will follow behind. Jolene Hookert in the 96. She's rolling there in the fourth spot. She had a good launch there. All top 4 start to spread. Single file out. Kane McAllister's got a lot of speed in that 18 machine. He's rolling off fifth there, trying to make some moves on the 17er Grace Gledhill there. But out front, it's all Austin Van Houten after 1.
McAllister all over the tail end of that 17 machine, going through corners 3 and 4. Gledhill goes high down the front straightaway.
Kane McAllister starting all the way from the back has got a great push so far as one who goes around. That's your leader, Austin Van Houten. He's going to keep rolling around. No yellow flag displayed yet, but Braden Pettit still your leader rolling around. And now Kane McAllister goes. He flies outside, and he's going to take that spot on Grace Gledhill. Braden Pettit is now going to start to face some heat from that 18 machine as they're going to start to bear down some lap traffic.
2 laps left to go for Braden Pettit in the 9 machine. McAllister looking to the outside. 3 wide going into 1. Pettit trying to hold on to the lead. McAllister to the outside down the back straightaway.
Lap traffic held down the 9 machine there, and then Kane McAllister had to swerve out of the way to avoid it. Coming to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around for Kane McAllister, and he'll pick up the win in this heat race. He's got no challenge rolling down the backstretch now for the final time. And Kane McAllister is going to pick up heat race 1A for these Mobil 1 beginners.
Pettit falls in the second spot. Grace Gledhill rounds out the top 3.
That was a wild heat race from start to finish, but yeah, like you were saying earlier, track's nice and slick. Sun's been out all day. It's going to be a great night of racing here. Glad to be back.
Heat race 2A ready to make their way onto the Speedway with their 6-lap heat race. And we do have the double features again tonight for junior flats and intermediate flats at the end of the night, I believe.
Yep, it'll be the same way that we had it last week, where with the beginners and the box ox, where after we go through our regular night of heats, we'll have their 2 makeup, or after we go through all of our regular features, we have the 2 makeup features, and as heat 1B is rolling out, here's your starting lineup. Rolling off first in the 52, that's Lucy and Anthony. And in second in the 78M, it's Millie Miller. Rolling off third, it's Kaylin Walker in the 28. And in fourth, it's the 96X of Benson Flanagan. Rolling off fifth, that's Ainsley McAllister in the 1. And in sixth, it's Christopher Young in the 7. Rolling off 7th in the 00 Junior, it's Aubrey Penner. And rolling off 8th, it's Maverick Chichok in the 27. Rounding out the field, rolling off 9th, it's the 88X of Oakley Jameson.
Golf Depot white flag displayed one more time around to set them loose. 2x2 behind Trevor DeBoer there in the Scout.
Steady on the back. Nice and steady. Stay even. Stay even.
Field slowly coming to a crawl here. Lucy and Anthony and Millie Miller are going to lead them off, and they immediately rock out, drag racing side by side down the front stretch. Lucy and Anthony's got a little bit of a toe head there, and he'll start to pull away from the rest of the pack going down the back stretch.
Anthony through 3 and 4. He'll lead the opening lap. Here comes 78M and Millie Miller all over the tail end of the 52 going into 1.
Field starts a single file out. The next battle, there's that battle for third place. Benson Flanagan and Aubrey Penner in the 00 Junior. They get right on the tail end of Millie Miller and force them to go super wide there. That top 3 is all bunched together. After that, Field starts to single file out a little bit more. Millie Miller starts to pull away a little bit, but that battle rages on for third place between Benson Flanagan and Aubrey Penner.
Flanagan trying to keep his nose to the inside of the 00 of Penner going into 1. Top 3 kind of spreading out here. Flanagan down to the inside. He'll stick the nose going into 3.
Flanagan's got a lot of speed there going down the straightaways, but once he gets to the turns, he kind of loses it. He takes that third place spot, but let's see if he can hold on through the corner. Aubrey Penner goes for a little bit of swerve, and oh, she's going to go for a spin, and that's going to hit Oakley Jamieson in the 88, and that'll draw the yellow flag there.
One around there on the top of 4 as well.
Believe that might be the 27 of Maverick Chichok there. Didn't really see what happened, just kind of focused on that other battle. Would assume it would just be an innocent spin there. Looks like they're going to tend to that. 27 Sheen might be some more mechanical problems with her. They're lifting him up to push him off there. As we take a look at the replay there between Aubrey Penner and Oakley Jamieson.
I don't know why they're doubling up. It's 52, 78.
Single file drivers.
And we're going to go for a single file restart here. So these Mobile 1 beginners were all lined up there, and now they're going to have to stop and figure out the lineup here quickly. Shouldn't be too bad, though.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But last week, track conditions changed a lot with all the smoke, and we had one of the best tracks that we've had in a long time here, and I think this week is also something similar. It's a nice, slick, dry track. Got a lot of grooves there that you can run in, and you know, especially when we get to faster karts, we're going to see how much they're really going to use them, all that.
Single file restart here. Pace around the track. One more time. Gulf Depot white flag displayed. One more time, we're almost set them loose. Anthony Miller and Flanagan, the top 3 so far.
Pacing around for the final time here. Anthony's going to lead him off to the green flag. Here we go, and he sort of jumps a little bit off the line slower than you would think there, and he kind of falls back a little bit. The same thing with Millie Miller, falls back a little bit, and that allows for Benson Flanagan to get a good launch, and he'll take that second place spot. Golf Depot white flags out. One more time around for your leader, Lucian Anthony.
Anthony down the backstretch for the final time. Flanagan's got one more corner to show him what he's got. Going through 3 and 4. Anthony picks up the win over Flanagan and Miller, the top 3.
Flanagan wishes he would have had an extra lap or 2. He was starting to pick up some great pace there towards the end of that race, but that'll round it out for the first 2 heats for these Mobile 1 beginners. And next up, we got the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks.
Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks out for their 8-lap heat race. On the pole for this one in the 24S, that's Sadie Perbelli, and her outside in the 816, that's Aiden Austin. Rolling off for the 3rd spot in the 02, that's Everett Burbridge, and his outside in the 7M, that's Michael Tunn. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 18G, that's Grayson Powlis, and his outside in the 5K, that's Kayla Miller. Rolling off for the 7th spot in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider, and his outside in the 72 machine, that's Silas Padawinski. Rolling off for the 9th spot in the 14 car, that's Diesel Montour, and rounding out the field in car number 28, that's Hunter Hill. White flag next time by. We'll set them loose at the double pylons there.
Got a little bit scared when we came in here earlier today. We got the booth cam. It's here. It's not on.
Just put tape over it. What's Spencer gonna do?
No, well, it's here, which means it's scary because we're trying to figure it out, and then I think next week it might be working. But
Oh, I hope not.
we're slow improvements, but we'll see. And getting ready to watch this one, Sadie Perbelli and Aiden Austin, your top 2, gonna launch them off.
Green flag is out as they charge into 1. Perbelli with a nose down the back straightaway. Burbridge trying to get in the mix. He'll try to stick the nose to the inside of Perbelli. Perbelli leads lap number 1.
Aiden Austin there using all of that extra track space on the outside, but Everett Burbridge is sticking alone. He's driving that thing like a late model. He'll take the lead going down the backstretch, and now he's going to have a little bit of a lead, but they're 3 wide behind him. Michael Tunn follows that same inside line, and he's going to have the nose, but they're still 3 wide going around. Sadie Perbelli in the middle there. Michael Tunn starts to pull away. Aiden Austin, and here comes Silas Podwinski to try and go wide, too.
Podowinski high there on the racetrack. Ton of carnage there behind Burbridge as they make their way through corner one. Michael Tunn now in the second spot. Probelli in third. Podowinski makes a charge to the outside.
Cross flags here. They just went 4 wide 1 lap before. They're still getting wild. They start to break up a little bit. Bentley Slider and Aiden Austin, they're now duking it out. And also some contact. Hunter Hill and Aiden Austin make contact. They keep it rolling though. Everett Burbridge still your leader. And the battle for third place rages on. Silas Podowinski on that outside line, still trying to make some moves on the 24S of Sadie Probelli. They drag race down the backstretch, and she's going to have it by a nose leading into the inside. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Everett Burbridge.
Podowinski keeping it to the outside of that 24S. They'll make their way through corner one. Now the back straightaway. Probelli with the nose. Gulf Depot white flags out for Burbridge.
Burbridge is going to lead him into the turn. He's got a big lead to the 7 of Michael Tunn, but all eyes are on the battle between Sadie Probelli and Silas Podowinski. Bentley Slider tries to get in that action there. Doesn't quite have it yet. Everett Burbridge is going to take the win. Tunn in second, and Silas Podowinski is going to take it in third.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Mobile One. For more than 50 years, Mobile One has led the way in synthetic motor oil technology, delivering outstanding performance and protection for engines around the world. From everyday vehicles to championship-winning race cars, Mobile One keeps engines running at their best. And Doty Creek, the box stock Outlaw Kart division, is presented by Doty Creek Agricultural Services. Specializing in custom farm services, Yetter Farm Equipment, and precision planter sales and service. Doty Creek Agricultural Services helps local farms maximize performance in the field. Heat race 1B now onto the racetrack. On the pole for this one in the 4 car, that's Emmett Speck. To his outside in the 02C, that's Cecil Burbridge. Rolling off the 3rd spot in the 09, that's Casey Walker. And her outside in car number 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off the 5th spot in the 88R, that's Riley Mercer. And to his outside in the 51, that's Grayson Lawson. Rolling off the 7th spot in the 94, that's Georgia Hooker. And her outside in the 15X, that's Austin Dickinson. Rolling off the 9th spot in the 81 machine, that's Lincoln Obadiah. And his outside of the 15G, that's Grayson Maloyheen. The 88R in the middle of the pack there. He'll start at the tail of the field. Too much math there going on for me, but they'll show the green flag off of 4.
Emmett Speck and Cecil Burbridge are going to drag race down into turn 1. Speck's got a bit of a lead there, and Cecil Burbridge starts to fall back into the pack of wolves behind him. Casey Walker there trying to make some good moves. Gets a little bit squirrely, makes a little bit of contact with Declan Salt Johnson. Everybody's bumping together, and they're 4 wide there near the back of the pack. They keep it all going, and Casey Walker again goes for it and makes contact there with Austin Dickinson. Keeps it rolling though. Emmett Speck still your leader, starting to pull away from the rest of the field, and that'll draw the yellow for Casey Walker. That was crazy. We saw her get a little bit squirrely going around the one time, and then did it again there.
Well, racking back up, single file restart. Still 7 laps left to go. The cameraman's popcorn chicken sit right there. Here's a replay. Just spun right in front of the pack, and Dickinson clipped her.
Damien left his popcorn chicken, and he goes, "You guys can have 2 each, max." And I know how much are in there.
Well, I'm gonna look at him through the window and just start stuffing them in my mouth.
I'm not gonna touch it because I don't know. I'm not that evil.
Might put us in GeForce jail.
Oh yeah. He'll do worse things. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before this single file restart, but that just goes to show how this popcorn chicken is pretty much to die for here at the track. Of course, we talked about it a lot, but yeah. Good stuff. If you're here, come check it out. If not, another reason to come to the track here on another Outlaw Thursday. Coming to the green flag, Emmett Speck, Cecil Burbridge, Grayson Laws, and here we go.
They'll charge into corner number 1. Speck leads down the back straightaway. Burbridge in second.
Speck a little bit slower there going down the backstretch now. Cecil Burbridge catching up just by a slight little bit. They still stay single file out towards near the back of the pack is when they start to bunch up. Emmett Speck starting to pull away there, and it looks like Grayson Lawson starting to catch the tail end of Cecil Burbridge.
That 51 charging up to the O2C down the back straightaway. Trying to get that position away. Emmett Speck leading, cross flags, 4 to go.
Lawson's running a really tight line. That car's not really sliding too much. And he just put the nose to the tail end of the O2C, trying to dig in there and make something happen. He'll try it again using a tight inside line there. Almost has it. Cecil Berbert still holding on though. He shut the door every time around.
2 laps left to go for Emmett Speck down the front straightaway. That 51 all over the tail end, the O2C, as they make their way in corner 1 around there on the bottom of 2.
Casey Walker goes for another spin in turn 2 there. That'll draw the yellow flag for the second time here in this heat race. Should be another innocent spin, and she'll get that one turned around. We got 2 more to go.
Spencer's threatening us the booth cam there.
Ominous message. It's either not working or we haven't seen it yet.
All we have is Scotch tape, so I don't think that's going to do.
Oh, well. I'm not going to tape it over. It needs to happen eventually.
Does it, though?
You do
No, it doesn't.
You do a food review.
Of what?
The popcorn chicken.
We've eaten it like every week.
Exactly. Just be a good ad. Could be good promotion. Golf Depot white flags out 1 more time around for Emmett Speck.
Still 2 laps left to go for that 4 machine. Cecil Burbridge and the 51 machine of Grayson Lawson. Green flag is out.
Emmett Speck's going to lead him going down the front straightaway. Cecil Burbridge is pressed up against the back of that 4 machine. Grayson Lawson will once again go to war, trying to make something happen on that yellow O2C. Coming around now to the Golf Depot white flag 1 more time around for your leader, Emmett Speck.
Final time down the back straightaway for the 4 machine through corners 3 and 4. He'll pick up the win. Cecil Burbridge in second, Grayson Lawson in third.
That was another interesting heat race. I was excited to see if Grayson Lawson can make a move for that 3rd place spot, but Cecil Burbridge will hold on. And that'll end this one. Believe next up it's time for the beginner flats.
Let's hope you're right.
I think so. I've been doing this for enough time to think I know what I'm doing. I still don't. Of course, beginner flats are the 1 of 2 makeup features from the 2 back-to-back rainout nights that we had. So, going to be interesting to watch them. And yep, here they go, rolling out for their first of 2 heat races, 8 laps the distance. Rolling off first, it's the 4 of Charles Stewart, and rolling off second, it's Daxton Ellis in the 27. Rolling off third, it's the 51 of Evan Sauter, and in fourth, it's Quentin McIntyre in the 65. Rolling off sixth, it's the 44C of Henley Clements, and rolling off seventh, it's the 72 of Declan Ellis. Rounding out the field, rolling off in seventh, it's Woody Nat Herney in the 67. Golf Depot white flags out 1 more time around before Charles Stewart will lead him off.
Stay in the back. Nice and steady.
We'll set them loose at the double pylons. Carter the green flag in hand. We are green.
Charles Stewart bumps to the line there, slows off a little bit, and that allows for Evan Sauter there to take the lead in that 51 machine, but he's facing a lot of heat. Top 4 all bunched up together. Quentin McIntyre is making a tight drive there on that inside line, and he'll bump up to the 2nd place spot. Charles Stewart there all the way back and forth. Oh, that'll draw the yellow flag. We got 1 around, and Quentin McIntyre just went around 2.
1 sitting in the infield there on the bottom of 2. Trevor DeBoer going to see what's the problem with that. Might be stuck in the mud.
Bog run.
The flying cart.
Yeah.
Slicks on.
Oh, boy. Well, it is a big difference, though, because if you look at what was... There's a big difference between that racing groove there on the bottom, and then if you can really look down at the bottom, it is all mud. So they really got this track all worked up, and glad we don't have a bottom line again, which is making for some exciting racing. It's safe to say it's became a semi-permanent installation after all the great racing we've had. So, field will single file pace around here. Evan Sauter, your leader. Daxton Ellis in second, Charles Stewart in third. And field slowly pacing around, trying to figure out the lineup order. Make sure everybody's good to go.
If the 65 was just trying to avoid, then he's the second. Like if he gets his spot.
So we wait.
Try to get the lineup figured out. We have nothing to do with that. We kind of just sit here.
We're not technical at all.
We kind of just talk.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Not kind of.
well, that's kind of, I was gonna say that's kind of our job.
Except we don't get donuts and Pringles.
Yeah,
that?
that's a crazy story.
I don't know if I should.
Oh yeah, I think you should say it. Well, you can't.
Should I put them out or what?
Well, you can't give context and then not say what happened.
I can.
Well, you can't just make
Keep people guessing.
Well, only
they
two-
can come back for next week.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to remember that next week. Hey, remember what I said about the Pringle scam last week? So what happened?
I don't know. It's my place to say.
Well, yeah.
There was 2 Pringles cans and 6 donuts, and there was only 1 donut left. So
Yeah, let's just say a lot of food was ate in the big tower last night.
they were only announcing 1 class, so all power to them.
I mean, coming to the green flag, that's got to be some sort of world record. But here we go. Evan Sauter is going to lead them off. Quentin McIntyre and Daxton Ellis, your top 3. They all roll tight here going down the backstretch. Now Sauter is going to start to pull away. He's shown as a prominent young prospect here in these beginner flats. Same thing with Quentin McIntyre. The 2 red and black cars are going to duke it out, battling for first and second.
McIntyre falls back to the 3rd spot. Sauter leads to 3 and 4. Make their way down the front stretch now. Ellis in the 2nd spot. Goes around there on the bottom of 2. We'll get it back spun around.
McIntyre swerves to avoid. We got another one around there in the mud. That's both the Ellis brothers. Declan Ellis out front. Daxton Ellis out there in the turn. Daxton keeps it rolling. Declan, though, they're still trying to get that one back out. Evan Sauter rolling around. He's got no competition right now for second, but it looks like he's got some problems. That allows for Quentin McIntyre to come up, but Charles Stewart's going to go and he'll sweep the lead away.
Stewart down the match straightaway, your new leader through 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Sauter looking to the inside. Stewart shuts the door.
Charles Stewart there holding on. Evan Sauter looked like he had some problems. That car is not firing off properly, but it looks to be back off and good. He dings Stewart out of the way and takes it to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around as the lap traffic tries to get right in front of the leader. Sauter's still going to hold on, but he's still got a backstretch and some more lap cars to face. He's going to go around, dives it into the turn. Can he hold on? Here comes Stewart. Sauter's going to take the win. Stewart comes home in 2nd and McIntyre in 3rd. Wow.
Exciting last couple of laps there. But that'll conclude for the beginner flat karts. Up next, the intermediate flats.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Aero Pest Control. If unwanted pests have moved in, Aero Pest Control has the solution. For more than 30 years, they've provided safe and effective pest control services for homes and businesses across southwestern Ontario. And by McHugh Supply. With over 160 years of experience, McHugh Supply has become one of Ontario's most trusted wholesale distributors of HVAC and home comfort products.
Intermediate flats now out onto the racetrack. On the pole for this one in the 9D, that's Tovin DeLima. And to his outside, car number 13, that's Rylan Huffman. Rolling off the 3rd spot in the 88X, that's Jamison Kane. And to his outside, car number 28, that's Kaylin Walker. Rolling off from the 5th spot, car number 44B, that's Shakira Miracle. And to her outside in the 88C, that's Callum Clements. Rolling off the 7th spot in the 15W, that's Nate Weidrich. And rounding of the field in the 17R, that is Jack Ruchai.
Sweet. Oh, this is going to be a good one here. I'm excited to watch this one roll off. Field coming to a crawl here. Still trying to iron out some lineup issues.
Eight laps to distance.
Man, this division's grown so much since we started having all these improvements and we started getting some sponsors here. So it was awesome to see. And especially another big thing that is actually probably more important is we started to make our divisions for these flat carts more like Merrittville, where they divide them up into a bunch of different classes, which allow for anybody from any different skill level to kind of jump in, and that pretty much exploded the division. Now you see tons of young kids coming in here trying to race and cut their teeth here at Ohsweken Speedway, so it's awesome to see, and I'm glad we can all stream it here on GeForce TV. And of course, on the topic of GeForce TV, no stream tomorrow. World of Outlaws are here. It's powwow weekend at the track, so no regular Friday night action. We will come back next week with some more. And that unfortunately means no Friday Night Prime.
For who?
Well.
Hopefully somebody out there likes it. At least one person.
Somebody. Well, there might be a couple. God, I'm losing my marbles today.
No, we do appreciate all the kind words everyone said to us. It means a lot, and can't wait to keep doing it.
Yeah, it's great to see all the support. And even yesterday, we were just walking around there when the Outlaws were in, just kind of roaming the pits there, trying to look important. And then we had a bunch of people come up and say, "Oh, we love the Mac and Jack show. You guys do such a good job." So it's great to see all the support, and especially for something that's pretty much just a precursor. It's kind of developed its own following of people who are interesting to see, because we kind of tell a lot of stories that you wouldn't really get on the stream. So pretty cool. But come to the green flag here. Tovin DeLima and Rylan Huffman gonna lead them off.
Green flag is out as they work their way into corner one. DeLima leads through 1 and 2. Down the max straightaway.
Jamison Kane there, rolling in third in that 88 machine. Tovin DeLima and the Snips 9D trying to hold on there. The top three are all single file, bunched up together, though. Rylan Huffman trying to make some moves on the 88 for second place spot. Dings him, and they both go for a bit of a spin. And Callum Clements moves to hit him. Everybody's all bunched up there. That's going to draw the yellow flag. That was the big one.
I don't know what happened there. Looked like somebody might have got loose and did not end well.
Well, we'll probably see it here on the replay. I think Rylan Huffman and Jamison Kane were getting a little bit aggressive going into the turn, and they rocketed into each other. Somebody got dinged, went for a spin, collected the other one, and everybody just kind of swerved to hit out of the way. And that 88C machine of Callum Clements looks to be done here for the night. And yeah, that was just one. Everybody just kind of got involved there trying to avoid it. And we're going to bring the red flag out here. I believe the 88C of Callum Clements is feeling some discomfort, says he's hurt, so we're going to stop for the red flag and make sure everybody's okay before we send him off racing again here. Stopped here, just kind of waiting on word, make sure everybody's good.
That was a hard hit, so...
Yeah, and you can even see on the replay, he just got bashed up there, trying to move out of the way. Of course, because it happened right in front of the field there, everybody just kind of bunched up and he got rocked.
So 15 and 13 will be KO.
All these intermediate flats here stopped, looking back, making sure everybody's okay. Red flag conditions still out here, but believe we should be going yellow soon.
Trevor DeBoer back in the infield. Carter Long has yellow flag. They'll get him fired back up and get that lineup situated.
Another big important thing is, thank God we got RaceMed here. And of course, all their tricks and trophies that they have. Just trying to figure out the lineup here. But yeah, as RaceMed is great because they have their buggy and then they also have their truck. So in a situation like this where, you know, a lot of these other tracks don't have, they have one paramedic, we got two. Even multiple, you see them a lot there. So in a situation like this where somebody needs to get medical attention or make sure they're okay, we can keep the show going and everyone will still stay safe. But one of the big advantages, you know, RaceMed, great group of guys. You know, if you see them, thank them. Say what's up. It looks like some action going on the track here. Don't know what that was about.
Yeah, not too sure what that was.
The driver's trying to scrub some tires here. It looks like he knocked everybody else out of the way. Not very happy with that there. Yeah, a little bit of chaos going on here under the yellow flag conditions. So
Lineup is good. Down the back stretch, Carter Long with Golf Depot white flag. One more time around, we'll send him back loose.
slowly pacing around here for final time before Tobin DeLima is going to launch off here.
Carter Long, the green flag back in hand. We'll cut them loose at the double pylons. We are back underway.
3 wide immediately. Kalen Walker there jumps out, and they were drag racing down the front. Kalen Walker using all that outside line, kind of falls back a little bit. Here comes Jamison Kane there on the outside line trying to make something happen here. Rylan Huffman's in the mix. Kane on the outside line. Huffman slide job there. Huffman goes wide, and they single file out racing down the back stretch.
Huffman to the outside, a Kane down the front straightaway. He'll fall back in line. Single file for the top 3 in 1 and 2 down the backstretch now. DeLima's got some pull there on the straightaways. Cross flags, 4 laps left to go for the 9D.
Tobin DeLima's definitely facing some heat. He's not out of trouble yet. Jameson Kane and Rylan Huffman, they're all on the back. Kane shoves the nose in there. He's trying to make something happen, but Tobin DeLima's going to shut the door now. They'll try again going down the front stretch. Tobin DeLima still holding onto the spot. Jameson came there, trying to make something happen again. They keep dinging on the back bumper of the 9D machine. Rolling around, coming to the 2 to go sign. Tobin DeLima's holding down that defense, and now we got a battle for second. Rylan Huffman's in there trying to make something happen.
Huffman goes around there on the back stretch. He'll get a pulled back around. Golf Depot white flag is out for the 9D at Tobin DeLima.
Everybody got clogged up, and that turned Huffman around there. Tobin DeLima now facing no trouble except for some lap traffic, which he's going to fly by easily. And Nate Wiedrich in the 15W goes around there. That'll draw the checkered flag, though, and end the race. Jameson Kane will take it home in second. And Jack Ruchai in third. That was a crazy one there, too.
Here's a replay. Rylan Huffman kind of got squeezed out there. Spun around on the max stretch, and not a good end for that 13 machine.
Yeah, and then things got a little bit squirrely there as Tobin DeLima was going around Nate Wiedrich in the 15W. He went for a bit of a swirl. And almost made things heat up there.
And up next, the Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Outlaw Karts, ready to take the track for their 10-lap heat race. They'll get them all fired up. Some of them have the electric start, some of them don't. So,
yeah, that's a big topic of conversation here. And a funny story here is, I believe we got some 410 drivers who are going to be taking some laps here at the end of the night. Oh, there you can see it.
That 18 machine of Gabby Darling took a bit of a hiatus from these open Outlaw karts, but she's back there in that 18 machine as they get the 17Z of Zayden Miller out onto the racetrack. Guess I'll give you the starting lineup. On the pole for this one, out of Six Nations in the 0J, it's the Iceman Johnny Miller. And at his outside, out of St. Thomas in the 18 machine, that's Gabby Darling. Going off the third spot, out of Welland in the 96 machine, that's Brennan Hager. And at his outside, out of Dorchester, car number 7, that's Jack Smulders. Rolling off the fifth spot, at Hagersville in the 24K, that is Kiana Teal. And rounding out the field in the 17Z, that is Zayden Miller.
I'm scared when this boot camp starts to work. Let's just say that. It's not going to be good.
It's going to out us for sitting on our phones the entire time.
Yeah, it's going to look like a stage act. Well, so the big thing is we don't have chairs. Like the desk that we're at is, and we can't do. The way that the windows are here, we pretty much have to stand because we're kind of bobbing up and down in the booth here. Golf Depot white flag displayed for Johnny Miller and Gabby Darling are going to send them off. But yeah, so when this boot camp starts to work here, you guys are going to see us pretty much acrobating around here trying to look out the window and whatnot. And plus any other shenanigans, I guess. But
all right,
here we go. Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling open Outlaws. Johnny Miller in the 0J is going to lead him off, but here comes Gabby Darling on the outside line, whipping it or using that extra track line.
Darling to the outside, Hager down to the bottom. Gabby to the outside of Johnny Miller through corner 1 and 2. Miller leads the opening lap.
Kiana Teal goes for a bit of a spin and takes out one of the pylons. Believe that's going to draw a yellow flag here. Yep, yellow flag is out early in this one. Just looked like an innocent spin though when the 24K took out one of the pylons, make it the first cone victim of the night.
18 over 96.
18 you're ahead of the 96.
Should be just, yeah, that innocent spin there, and Kiana Teal's going to fire back off here. Golf Depot white flag already. We're going to single file restart him one more time around.
Spencer's still threatening that game. I think we might have get that hot dog costume out. And
I'm just going to stop talking about it.
that's the last time you heard from us.
Yeah.
Single file down the max straightaway. Miller, Darling, and Hager, the top 3. Carter along to the green flag back in hand. We are back underway.
The 0J machine will lead him going into turn 1 and 2. Everybody kind of bunches up here. Top 3 starts a single file out. Johnny Miller's got a big lead there. Once again, the 24K goes for a bit of a turn. It's going to keep it rolling and get back onto the track. Gabby Darling tries to use some outside extra track line to make something happen. Slinks back a little bit there. Now they're drag racing with the 96 of Brennan Hager. Yellow flag is out.
Yeah, Teal just sitting there on the bottom of 3.
Don't know what's going on with that 24K car. Might be a little bit squirrely there. Went for 2 turns there in the corners. First of 2 heats for these Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Outlaw Karts. But yeah, it's been a gorgeous Thursday. Sun's been blaring. Now there's not a single cloud in the sky here as the 24K gets fired back up.
And 24K fired back up. She'll join the tail end of the field here. Still 8 laps left to go. Miller, Darling, Hager still the top 3 as they pace around. Golf Depot white flag is shown one more time around till we go green.
This is going to be a fun one. They've been getting a little bit wild here. Brennan Hager, who won last week, will try to replicate it again, but the green flag's out, and Johnny Miller will jump out to another great launch.
Down the back straightaway, Hager down to the inside of Darling as they make their way into corner number 3, beating and banging there. Hager takes the second spot, and Miller's still your leader.
That 18 machine is rocking going through the turns. Hager's keeping a nice tight line there, and he'll take that second place spot. He's got a lot of good pace there, and he'll go working on the 0J machine. Still not quite enough for Johnny Miller. He's got that car wired up, but a good start for the 96, and he's trying to hawk down the leader.
Cross flags, 5 laps left to go for Miller down the front straightaway. Smolders trying to get down to the inside of the 18 machine. He'll do just that down the back straightaway.
They're getting super tight together there. Smolders trying to take away that third place spot. Gabby Darling, they go wide. They're using all of that extra track space there. We got a lot of good racing lines here, and it's still fast. They're duking it out there. Smolders has got a bit of an edge, but Gabby Darling still got some great pace and is hooking up that 18 machine.
Miller works his way into corner number 3. Hager all over the tail end. 2 laps left to go for that 0J machine. Kiana Teal trying to get to the inside of that 18 machine, trying lap after lap. Golf Depot white flag is shown.
Johnny Miller's just trying to keep the car low and nice, and Brendan Hager's finally starting to extend out a little bit and try and use that extra line to get some space. One more time around. This is the last chance for him to stick that 93 in to make it happen. Here comes Jack Smolders trying to take away the second place spot. Miller's going to hold on. Hager will take it in second, and Smolders in third.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Action Transmission. Since 1987, Action Transmission has delivered expert transmission diagnostics, repairs, and service. With locations in Brantford, Simcoe, and Woodstock, they're ready to keep your vehicle performing its best. And Runway Energy. Locally owned and customer focused, Runway Energy provides fuels, lubricants, HVAC services, furnaces, water heaters, and home comfort solutions throughout the region. Senior Flats now out onto the racetrack for Heat Race 1A. Jackson Jeffrey with the lineups.
We kept looking at each other trying to find out who was going to say the first word. Here's your starting lineup. Golf Depot white flags out. Randy Hollingshead, Jack McPhail, Jamie Porter, Clayton Beamer, Mike Miller, Matt Reed, Nicholas Boyd, Nick Cupolo, Robbie General, Ron McGarry, Bailey Salton, Adam Still is your lineup here. We're not wasting any time. We're going to get right into it. Randy Hollingshead and Jack McPhail, your top 2. Green flags out, and the veteran's going to lead them going down into turn number 1.
Down the back straightaway. Side by side. There we got a new leader in the 4.
Jamie Porter there on the 45. Will take the lead there, instantly goes to work trying to make something happen. Here comes Robbie General, and that 44 machine also trying to get in on the action. Randy Hollingshead's trying to fight there against the 44 machine, still facing some heat from Jack McPhail. There's battles all around. Nick Cupolo in the 7.5-1 there. Matt Reed, they're all bunched up together, and there's tons of great racing throughout the racing track.
McPhail all over the tail end of that 77 machine. Hollingshead trying to break his way into the top 3. And the 12 machine pulls off. And will end his heat race.
Yeah, tough start for that machine there. Out front, though, Jamie Porter's holding on. But all eyes are on that battle for third place. Randy Hollingshead, Jack McPhail, Nick Cupolo in the 7.5-1. Hollingshead there on the outside line. That allows for McPhail to jump through and take away that third place spot. But now Nick Cupolo and Randy Hollingshead are duking it out there. Cupolo's got a bit of a lead. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Jamie Porter in the 45.
At 44, General trying to track down Porter. Golf Depot white flag is out. One more time around for that 45 machine.
He's got a good bit of distance here, but coming through the final turn, he'll take the heat race win. Robbie General will take it home in second, and Jack McPhail in third.
And that'll conclude heat race number 1 for the Senior Flats and the first round of heat races. So up next, the Mobile 1 beginners.
Let's start it all over again here. We got another bunch of heats ready to go. It's a big stumble there during that last one.
The heat's starting to get to it.
I gotta compose myself now. Yeah, you're right. The heat has been getting to me. I've been here since Monday afternoon. Just camping, having a good time. And I actually have to work now.
I thought you lived here. Sleeping in the G-Force trailer when...
Oh, that's what we do. That's what I do on the Fridays sometimes. Too tired to drive home? Yeah, I'll just sleep. I sleep under all the camera equipment. It's nice and cool in there. Mobile 1 beginners rolling off for their second set of heat races. Heat race 2A, 6 laps the distance. Rolling off first, it's the 18 of Kane McAllister, and in second, it's Easton Hill in the 24E. Rolling off third, it's the 17 of Grace Gledhill, and rolling off fourth, it's the 96 of Jolene Hookert. Rolling off fifth, it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald, and in sixth, it's Natalie Jen in the 27N. Rolling off seventh, it's Braden Pettit in the 9, and at eighth, it's the 8. It's the 24 of Corvin Miracle. Rounding out the field and rolling off ninth, it's the 20 of Austin Van Houten.
Green flag next time by McAllister and Hill on the front row for this one. 6 laps the distance. Trevor DeWar pulls into the infield. Green flag is out.
A little bit of a wild start there. Easton Hill, Kane McAllister, Jolene Hookert there. They're all wilding out here. Kane McAllister will lead them going into turn 3 and 4 after the first lap. It's all the green mean 18 machine. Easton Hill rolling there in second, and in third it's the 17 of Grace Gledhill.
That top 3 all spread out here. Braden Pettit in the 4th spot. Van Houten in 5th. Van Houten looks to the outside of Pettit, not able to get the run he needs through corner 4. He'll try one more time and 1.
Austin Van Houten's been picking up a lot of speed recently. He had some great runnings last week in that 20 machine. He'll look to do it again as he started all the way in the back and is clawing his way up. But out front, it's all Kane McAllister, and he's got about a half a straightaway lead there, and he's going to start putting some guys a lap down.
2 to go for that 18 machine. And that 17 of Grace Gledhill's caught up to the 24E. As they make their way down the max straightaway, Golf Depot is out. Golf Depot Wake Flag, rather, is out for the 18 machine.
McAllister's going to pass some lap traffic there.
McAllister picks up the heat race. What are you laughing about?
I don't know.
McAllister picks up the heat race win. Up next, heat race 2B.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Herc's Truck Center. When quality workmanship matters, trust Herc's Truck Center. Known for attention to detail and exceptional service, Herc's keeps trucks and fleets operating at their best. And KJ Made. KJ Made helps brands, race teams, and businesses stand out with custom apparel, merchandise, and promotional products. No templates, no shortcuts, just custom gear designed to get noticed.
Heat race 2B here for the Mobile 1 beginners. 6 laps the distance. Jackson Jeffrey with the lineup.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, rolling off for Heat 2B, 6 laps the distance. Here's your starting lineup. Rolling off first in the 88X, it's Oakley Jamieson. And in second, it's the 27 of Maverick Chichok. Rolling off third, it's the 00 Junior of Aubrey Penner. And rolling off fourth, it's the 7 of Christopher Young. Rolling off fifth, it's the 1 of Ainsley McAllister. And rolling off sixth in the 96, it's Benson Flanagan. Rolling off seventh in the 28, it's Kalen Walker. And rolling off eighth, it's the 78M of Millie Miller. Rounding out the field and rolling off ninth, it's the 52 of Lucian Anthony.
As they pace their way around the back stretch, Carter Long of the green flag in hand. DeBoer pulls into the infield. 2x2 to the double pylons. Green flag is out.
Oakley Jamieson and Maverick Chichok are going to drag race going down the front stretch here. Chichok jumps out to a bit of a lead there. Oakley Jamieson still is trying to make something happen. Don't forget Aubrey Penner, they're still in the mix. Lucian Anthony deep behind in the field there. Everybody's kind of wild out here, but out front it's all Maverick Chichok.
Chichok around, he'll collect the 88 of Jamieson, and that'll bring out the caution flag.
That car spun so quickly right in front of the whole field. That could have been a lot worse than it was there, but doesn't look like there's any damage. Even Chichok there who went for the bit of spin. Take a look at the replay here. Yeah, it just looked like a solo spin went for a bit of a bobble and everybody kind of swerved. Don't think anybody who made contact with him has any damage though. Still looks good, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with the 27 machine.
And they'll stop in there on the front stretch. And they'll get that lineup situated.
00 JR.
Should be pretty good there. I think everybody kind of kept it nice and collected. But trying to figure it out quickly with these Mobile 1 beginners. The final heat race for them. We go into the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks. Man, I'm losing it today.
Well,
I really don't. I actually.
it's been a long couple days for you.
I know. I really don't know what's going on. It's fine. Mistakes were meant to be made, right?
52 coming in. 96.
They'll roll that 27 machine off here.
Hey, at least when it's the Outlaw Nationals, it's the first race night of the week. So
Yeah,
hopefully you
that's
won't be giggling through the entire
Yeah, well,
last heat race.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, at least it wasn't in the. It was near the end of the race there. But anyway, off night. Field's gonna keep rolling through here. Get them back underway. And should be pretty good here, and then we're going to fire them right back off.
Golf Steeple white flag is out one more time around. Penner, your new leader, over the 7 machine of Young and Walker, the top 3. Still 5 laps left to go here. Carter along to the green flag.
Aubrey Penner's going to lead him going into turn 1 and 2. Christopher Young in the 7 machine there. Lucian Anthony went for a bit of a bobble back in 5th place. He's going to keep it rolling, but your leader, Aubrey Penner, showing some great flashes of speed here, still holding on as the laps are ticking down.
Down the back straightaway, cross flags are shown. 3 laps left to go for the 00 of Penner. Flanagan now all over the tail end.
Benson Flanagan trying to make some moves here in this final heat race for these Mobile 1 beginners. Looking low on the bottom line, trying to make something happen here. Doesn't quite have it yet, but he sticks the nose in. As I say, I'm wrong. They drag race down the front stretch. Aubrey Penner's going to shut the door, but Benson Flanagan's right there making a challenge for the lead.
Flanagan down to the inside through corner 3. Golf Depot white flag is shown. Penner still your leader in corner 1.
Benson Flanagan just drove it into Aubrey Penner, trying to move her out of the way in the 00 junior. That 96 machine will look again to try and swerve by and take it. Here they go at the line. Who got it? Believe it was Flanagan. Penner in 2nd there, and Christopher Young in 3rd.
This has Aubrey in first.
So at the line there, Aubrey Penner in the 00 junior machine takes it, and that was a wild one.
Flanagan gave it everything he got, and Penner barely pulled away with the win there. That was down to the nose there. That was a good end to that heat race.
Yeah, if there was a couple more laps there, that 96X machine would have had him. But here comes the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks.
On the pole for this one in the 28 machine, that's Hunter Hill. To his outside of car number 14, that's Diesel Montour. Rolling off the 3rd spot, car number 72, that's Silas Podwinski. And his outside of the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. Rolling off of from the 5th spot in the 5K, that is Caleb Miller. And his outside in the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Rolling off of the 7th spot. In the 7M, that's Michael Tunn. And his outside of the 02, that's Everett Burbridge. Rolling off of the 9th spot. In the 816, that's Aiden Austin. And rounding out the field in the 24S, that is Sadie Probelli.
Take a look now at that 5K of Kayla Miller's getting some work there. Don't know what ails that machine. Yellow flag still out here as the field rolls by under the sun. Trying to push that machine. Believe they're just going to push him off.
But backwards.
Scare everybody in the booth started freaking out. But should be, yeah, simple push there. We should be ready to go here in a second. Golf Depot white flag displayed. Hunter Hill and Diesel Montour. Getting ready to roll off here. Creeping down the backstretch, ready to come to life.
Green flag is out. We are underway for heat race 2A.
Hunter Hill leads them down into the turn. Everybody starts to single file out. Here comes Everett Burbridge into 4th place, trying to make some moves on the 07 ESSA Bentley slider. Grayson Powless there in the mix. A bunch of great drivers back there. Michael Tunn, Silas Podwinski, Bentley slider. Top 3 are all spread out from each other. Hunter Hill's got about a half a straightaway lead back to Diesel Montour. And then Everett Burbridge is creeping right on the tail of the 14 machine.
Battle for second now. We're brewing here with the 14 and the 02. Burbridge looking to the inside of that 14 machine.
Diesel Montour holding on. Silas Podwinski trying to make a move on the outside. Everett Burbridge has got 2 drivers bearing down on him for that 3rd place spot. Michael Tunn on the inside. Silas Podwinski there on the outside line. Hunter Hill's all in his own world, but there's a total war raging on for 4th place.
Hill has a good size lead there over the 14 machine of Diesel Montour. Got a battle for 3rd here, brewing with the 7M of Michael Tunn and Burbridge. Burbridge looking to the inside. Tunn shuts the door. Podwinski to the outside now.
Burbridge was banging on the door of that 7 machine of Michael Tunn. Silas Podwinski there going wide. Hill still hold on to that 2nd place spot. Tunn starts to gap a little bit from the back of the 02 machine. Golf Depot white flags out for Hunter Hill. He's got nobody around him.
One around there in corner 4.
2nd place Diesel Montour goes for a bit of a spin and takes out the pile. Field will go wide to avoid him.
Caution flags out. And we'll re-rack him back up.
Yeah, tough luck for Hunter Hill there. He was dominating that race. He had about a full straightaway lead, which in the box stocks is crazy to see. As usually all of these guys, any one of those drivers could win there, and even some of the top drivers are sitting around at the back of the field there. So tough luck for him. It's going to make things a lot more interesting, especially with so little time left in the race.
Montour clipped the pylon there, as you see in the replay. And that just sent him around. Brought the caution flag out.
Line up is good for
14 machine still at the bottom there. Going to try and get that orange Montour. Fire back up. Looks like it's starting to roll off now. Slow crawl there.
And 14 will join the tail end of the field. Single file restart. Hunter Hill, Silas Podwinski, and Michael Tunn, the top 3. Burbridge, Slider, the top 5. Carding along with a white flag. One more time around until we go green.
This is going to be a tough one for Hunter Hill, trying to see if he can hold off Silas Podwinski, Michael Tunn, and Everett Burbridge. 3 of some of the best drivers here in this division, so let's see if the 28 can get it done here.
Carter Long with the green flag at hand. They'll fire at the double pylons. We are back underway.
Already Michael Tunn and Silas Podwinski duke it out for that 2nd place spot. Podwinski's going to start to fire off, and Everett Burbridge will shoot by. That'll dump Tunn back to 4th. Golf Depot white flag one more time around for Hunter Hill, but Silas Podwinski's all on the tail end of him.
Hill down to Max straight away for the final time, going into corner 3. Carter Long of the checkered flag. He'll pick up the win. Podwinski in 2nd, Burbridge in 3rd. Tunn and then Slider, I believe, had the top 5.
Yeah, Tunn in 4th, Slider in 5th, and that was another good heat race. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Williams Bros. Family owned and operated on 6 nations, Williams Bros has been providing trusted HVAC installation, service, and repairs for more than 30 years. For all your heating and cooling needs, call the experts at Williams Bros. Huffman Restoration. The Junior Flat Cart Division is brought to you by Huffman Restoration. Serving Brantford and surrounding areas, Huffman Restoration specializes in renovation, decks, fencing, and quality craftsmanship you can trust. And by All-Star Performance. The Senior Flat Cart Division is proudly sponsored by All-Star Performance. For more than 3 decades, All-Star has supplied racers with innovative, affordable, and hard-to-find performance parts for the shop, trailer, and the racetrack.
Heat race 2B out onto the racetrack. 15G, Grayson Malloy's on the pole for this one. His outside in car number 81. That is Lincoln Obadiah rolling out for the third spot. In the 15 next, it's Austin Dickinson. And his outside in car number 94. That is Georgia Hookert. Rolling off the fifth spot in car number 51. That's Grayson Lawson. And his outside in the 88R. That's Riley Mercer. In the 77 machine, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Casey Walker to his outside. Row number 5, Cecil Burbridge and Emmett Speck.
Green flag here. Malloy and Lincoln Obadiah are going to lead him off. Dickinson there immediately jumps up to second place. And everybody's still kind of bunched up after one. A lot of good drivers in the back of the pack, though, so you're going to want to keep an eye out there. Top three are all single filed out after one. Malloy's got a bit of a lead there, back to second and third.
Down the front stretch, the 15G, and Malloy with a good sized lead. We got a battle for second between Dickinson and Lawson down the max straightaway. That 51 machine pulls into the second spot.
Lawson there's running a great line here. Laps keep winding down though. Not a lot of great battles going on, except for back there in fourth place. Riley Mercer, Lincoln Obadiah, Georgia Hooker. She won last week in the box stocks. Trying to make some waves here again. Cross flags are out for your leader, Grayson Malloy, and Lawson there is starting to knock on the door.
As they make their way down the max straightaway, cross flags are out. Sorry, 2 laps left to go. Going into corner one now, that 51 machine of Grayson Lawson trying to reel in the 15G.
Lawson using everything he can to gain any traction on the 15 machine. Looks like he's got something now. Not too much longer left to go here. They make contact. Lawson goes for a spin and takes out 2 pylons. He's going to keep it rolling though, right in front of second place. Austin Dickinson. Checker flags out. Grayson Malloy's going to get it done.
Dickinson in second, Lawson in third. Good driving by the 15X of Dickinson. That could have ended bad. Lawson kind of just pulled out onto the racetrack. And, yeah, Dickinson avoided.
Yeah, Lawson went for a bit of a spin there, right in front of Dickinson, and then ripped it right out. Yeah, that could have been a lot worse than what it was. Another great end to the heat races for these Doty Creek Agricultural box stocks. Now it's time to move on to beginner flats.
Take a couple laps. I just need a second.
Beginner flats all lined up, ready to take the racetrack for their heat race. 8 laps to distance, and again, they do have the double features here. Jackson Jeffrey with the lineup.
Rolling out here, 8 laps for this one. Rolling off first in the 67, it's Woody Nat Herney, and in second, it's Declan Ellis in the 72. Rolling off third, it's the 44C of Henley Clements, and rolling off fifth, it's the 65 of Quentin McIntyre. Rolling off fifth, is the 51 of Evan Sauter, and rolling off sixth, it's the 27 of Daxton Ellis. Rounding out the field, rolling off seventh in the 4 machine, it's Charles Stewart.
They switched the mics on us.
Unless
Went to go mute up and
are we running the wrong mic? If yours says spare. No, okay, you're wearing the right mic. I'm wearing the right mic.
cords got switched then. I don't know what happened, but
Well, okay. Or the position got no.
yeah, I'm the second headset now. You're number 1. That could have ended bad.
Okay, and then number 3 is the wireless. Okay, maybe that's why I feel so messed up today.
Nah, I don't think that's it, but I'll let you believe that.
Just let me believe it, please.
Maybe Durna will knock in a sense.
Something.
Or
Anything.
not.
Yeah. Next time around here, we're gonna go green. Nat Herney and Ellis there.
Green.
Green flags out, and that gold 67 machine will lead them going down into turn 1 and 2, or 3 wide already.
Down the back straightaway, the 67. Oh, they're door to door there. Sauter now takes the lead off of 4. Sauter leads lap number 1.
Sauter there, holding on, starting to pull away from the rest of the field there. The battle for third between Woody Nat Herney and Quentin McIntyre there. McIntyre looking low on the bottom, has got the edge out and will start to pull away there, but is still facing some heat from the 67 machine. Nat Herney there wants that spot back.
Ellis trying to reel in the 51 of Sauter as they make their way through corners 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway now. Sauter trying to hold on to the lead. Cross flags are out. 4 laps left to go for that 51 machine.
Daxton Ellis there's getting closer and closer every time around to Evan Sauter, but the 51 machine of Sauter, he's been one of the fastest drivers here in these beginner flats. He's going to hold on and will start to gain a bit of a gap back to second. Let's see how he'll navigate through some lap traffic here as the laps are winding down.
Sauter and Ellis will get by some of the slower cars there as they make their way through corners 1 and 2. Sauter holding on to the lead. Cart along with the Gulf Depot white flag one more time around for that 51 of Sauter.
Sauter's got some speed, but that lap traffic didn't slow anyone down here. He's still got a bit of a gap, though, back to Daxton Ellis. Coming around for the final time. Sauter's going to get the win. Ellis will take it home in second, and Quentin McIntyre, can he hold on? He'll take the third place spot.
And that'll conclude the beginner flat karts heat racing of the night. Up next, the intermediate flats for their 8-lap heat race, as we wait for these beginners to get their way off the racetrack.
Rolling off here. Just about ready to roll these guys off next.
Intermediate flats out onto the racetrack, starting on the pole for this one. Etowell and Port in the 17R, and that's Jack Ruchai. To his outside, out of Smithville in the 15W, and that's Nate Weidrich. Rolling off the third spot, out of Port Robinson in the 88C, that's Callum Clements. And to his outside, out of Hagersville in the 44B, and that is Shakira Miracle. Rolling off from the fifth spot, out of Wilsonville in the 28 machine, that's Kaylin Walker. And to her outside, out of Ohsweken in the 88X, that's Jameson Kane. Rolling off the seventh spot, out of Brantford in the 13, that's Ryanlan Huffman. And rounding out the field, out of Fenwick in the 9D, that is Tobin DeLima.
Setting up to be another good heat race here. Ruchai and Weidrich are going to lead them going into turn 1 and 2. And already we got one around there. I believe that's the 88X of Jameson Kane. He's going to keep it rolling, though. Callum Clements there had a bit of a trouble. And now Nate Weidrich goes around. Another one goes around there, too. I believe that's Kaylin Walker there. Everybody's going to keep it rolling, but that'll draw the yellow flag.
Caution flags out. We want to rack them back up and start it up again.
Everybody went for a spin there.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Well, yeah, I got on one knee. And then I stood up and then you got on one knee. We need chairs in here.
That's a budget.
Yeah, budget's gone. Well, you either get a booth cam or you get chairs. What do you get?
Well, we already have the booth cams, so make a decision for us.
We'll use Damien's pay for chairs.
Or the popcorn chicken. Yikes. Better stop. I might start giggling again.
No, I think I'm too mad at myself for that. That was not a great look. I know I'm gonna get
flamed.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Clint my lock in the G-Force trailer.
Yeah, here's a look at the replay. Weidrich going around for a spin. Kaylin Walker follows suit to try and avoid the wreck. Good to see Callum Clements there, who didn't finish the race there last time for these intermediate flats with some bit of pain, as Callum got dinged pretty hard there in that wreck. So good to see him not only back here, but leading. He's had a great running so far here, and luck's starting to fall under his way. He's holding on to that lead.
Lineup is good. We'll send him loose in a lap or so. Should be good to go here. Golf Depot white flag is shown. One more time around. We'll set them loose at the double pylons. Get this race back underway.
Clements adjusting his glove there. The field is snail's pace down the back stretch.
All right, going around for the green this time. Green this time. Green, green, green.
Green flag is out as they make their way down the front stretch.
Everybody gets a little bit squirrely. Callum Clements slides up a little bit. That allows for Tovin DeLima in the 9D machine to swoop under and take the lead. Clements is going to have to claw that spot back. DeLima's been a bad fast source here in these intermediate flats. Top three start to spread out a little bit. And it looks like we got some more going on there. The 15W Nate Weir, he's got some damage to his car, and that car's slowly pacing around there, trying to figure out what ails that machine out front. Tovin DeLima, and they're going to swing by this lap traffic here.
Not too sure what ails that 15W as they make their way down the back stretch. DeLima gets around. Ruchai to the outside. DeLima going to keep it down to the bottom.
Ruchai trying to use some of that extra track line here. Tovin DeLima extending his lead. He's got a great gap back to second place now. Rylan Huffman, 2 laps left to go for the leader in the Snips 9D machine. Rylan Huffman and Callum Clements, your top three. And Weidrich goes around again.
Caution flag is shown. Carter showed it, but didn't commit.
Trying to make sure it was the right call there. I believe Weidrich's just going to pull that car off. Yeah. Don't know what ailed that machine. Definitely didn't look like it was firing right, especially because some damage to that, to the body of that car. 6 complete, 2 to go here. Golf Depot white flag being displayed one more time around before Tovin DeLima, Rylan Huffman, and Callum Clements are going to send him off. Let's see if this one turns out to be an interesting finish. Tovin DeLima's got a lot of speed, but Rylan Huffman and Callum Clements do as well. Green flag is out.
2 to go for the 9D of Tovin DeLima down the back stretch. Clements went around there and got it spun back around. Golf Depot white flag is shown.
Yeah, Callum Clements is definitely super displeased with that. You can see him, he's flailing his arms in the air. He is definitely not happy. But we got a drag race for the lead going into turn 3 and 4. Tovin DeLima will take the win. Rylan Huffman will come home in second. Ruchai in third.
And that'll conclude the intermediate flat karts. Up next, the Williams Brother Heating and Cooling Open Outlaw Karts. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Golf Depot, located at 3309 4th Line in Ohsweken. Golf Depot carries top-name golf apparel, clubs, shoes, balls, and accessories. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned golfer, Golf Depot has you covered. And Strode's Barbecue. For over 80 years, Strode's Barbecue has been serving up the best in barbecue. Whether you need catering, premium grills, accessories, or a great takeout meal, Strode's Barbecue is your destination for everything barbecue. Open Outlaw Karts now out onto the Speedway as they get all their karts fired and ready to take their 10-lap heat race.
Slowly coming to life here. Gotta push them off. A lot of these cars don't have the electric starter. And there's a look at Johnny Miller's gorgeous 0J machine rocking the old Ohsweken orange. We've seen a lot of that shade come back here into the track, which is always good to see a big nostalgia trip here. Looks like we got a little bit of drama going out front. Some drivers are not too happy with each other. I believe that is what we were talking about earlier with that intermediate flat heat race. And as the field's pacing by here,
well, not too sure what's happening, but not our problem.
I believe it was related to an incident that occurred at the last couple of laps on the last restart there for those intermediate flat karts. Some parents are definitely not happy with the way that was done, but
Open Outlaw Karts out onto the Speedway, ready for their 10-lap heat race. On the pole for this one at Ohsweken in the 17Z, that's Zabe Miller. To his outside at Hagersville in car number 24K, that's Kiana Teal. Rolling off the third spot at Dorchester in car number 7, that's Jack Smulders. And in the fourth spot at Welland in the 96 machine, that's Brennan Hager. Rolling off the fifth spot at St. Thomas in the 18 machine, that's Gabby Darling. And rounding out the field in the 0J at Six Nations, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller.
Going to be another interesting one. Final heat race for these Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Outlaws. Rolling to the green flag here. Some of the fastest here on an Outlaw Thursday. Zayden Miller and Kiana Teal are going to lead them off. Jack Smulders there. It's a big wild start here to this one.
3 wide there down the back stretch. Kiana Teal leads the opening lap.
Kiana Teal seems to have that car hooked up after not great showing in her last heat race. Definitely making some big improvements right now. She's holding on to the lead and is starting to create a big gap there. Jack Smulders, and as I say that, Smulders jumps out to the lead. Kiana Teal is going to swoop back in and take it back. They're trading places.
They will make their way into corner number 1. Smulders leads Teal down the backstretch. Hager in third. Down the backstretch now. They'll work their way through corners 3 and 4. Smulders out pulling away.
Smulders has got that car on a wire, and that thing is flying. He's going to start to pull away there from the 24K of Kiana Teal, and now Kiana Teal is going to start to face some heat from Brendan Hager in the 96, last week's winner here. Top 3 are all spread out, and then the back 3 there are bunched up too. That's another good battle there.
That 7 machinist Smulders is pulling away from Kiana Teal. Now Hager trying to work on to the second place spot. And as we work our way back, there's a battle for fourth between Darling and Miller.
Yeah, Gabby Darling there. And the return of that 18 machine is flying through. Not quite as fast as they would probably want it. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Jack Smulders. And the battle for second place is still raging on. Brendan Hager just doesn't quite have enough juice to make a challenge for that second place spot.
Golf Steeple white flag is out for that 7 machine and Jack Smulders. Kiana Teal and Hager still duking it out there for the second spot. They'll make their way through corners 1 and 2. Teal trying to hold on to the second place spot. Smulders picks up the win. Teal's going to hold on to the second spot over Hager, Darling, Miller, the top 5.
That looked a little bit dangerous there. Kiana Teal slowly crept through the turn towards the end, and that gave Hager a small chance to catch up, but then that 24K roared to life and managed to hold on to that spot. That rounds out the heat race for these Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Outlaws. I believe we have one final heat race to go, and then we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll go into feature time. But rolling out next for their final 8-lap heat, the Senior Flats. Field rolling through here. Your starting lineup for heat race number 2, rolling off first in the 66, that's Bailey Salt, and in second, it's Ron McGarry in the 33. Rolling off third, it's the 44 of Robbie General, and rolling off fourth, it's Nick Cupolo in the 751. Rolling off fifth, it's Nicholas Boyd in the 12, and rolling off sixth, it's the 78 of Matt Reed. Rolling off 7th, it's Mike Miller in the 73, and rolling off 8th, it's the 50 of Clayton Beamer. Rolling off 9th, it's the 45 of Jamie Porter, and rolling off 10th, it's the 42 of Jack McPhail. Rolling off 11th, it's the veteran Randy Hollingshead in the 77, and rounding out the field, rolling off 12th, it's Adam Cicilla in the 18.
Green this time by Carter along with the green flag in hand. We are underway.
Bailey Salt and Ron McGarry are going to lead him going into turn number 2. Salt starts to pull away a little bit. Will lead him going into turn 3 and 4. Robbie General there on the outside line, and Nick Cupolo in the 751 on the inside. Everybody still bunched together after one. Got a lot of heavy hitters there. Ron McGarry, Matt Reed, Jamie Porter. Porter there trying to make some moves on the 751 of Nick Cupolo. Trying to shut the door there. They make a little bit of contact. Everybody keeps it clean though. Robbie General, your new leader, he's starting to pull away.
Battle for second there between Bailey Salt, Nick Kupalo, and Jamie Porter there. Three-way battle as General pulls away. Kupalo hold on to the second spot going into corner number 3. Porter down to the inside, cross flags out, 4 to go. Side by side going into one, door to door. Porter now in the second spot.
Man, watch these senior flats as they roll through. They dig the nose of that car into the dirt, and they're going right down there in the muck. A lot of traction down there trying to make something happen. All of them shoot by their top 3, all single file out, top 6 now. And Robbie General is rocketing away here, but Jamie Porter's had a great race so far. He's getting closer and closer to the back of that black 44.
Golf Steeple white flag is out for General one more time around, but he has to hold off that 45 machine of Porter down the back stretch now. General still leading into corner number 3. Porter going to stick his nose to the inside. General holds on for the win over Jamie Porter and Nick Kupalo.
Porter just ran out of racing room there. That 44 was definitely going to be in some trouble there if there was any more laps going on. But believe that is going to round out all heat racing for now, and we'll be back shortly after this quick intermission. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Cool Kids Ice and Water. Proudly serving 6 nations and communities across Southern Ontario since 2008, Cool Kids provides purified ice and water delivery, water jug refills, salt delivery, water station rentals, and more. For quality service and purified products you can count on, think Cool Kids Ice and Water. And 2-Speed Motorsports. When performance matters, racers turn to Raptor filters and 2-Speed Motorsports. Raptor high-performance air filters can be found in Victory Lane at tracks across North America, while 2-Speed Motorsports produces Canadian-made tools, parts, and accessories for racers everywhere. Learn more at 2speedmotorsports.com.
Grand River has a complete line of trailers to suit your needs. We're Canadian-made, built local, and competitive prices, with expert service on all trailer types, custom builds, premium quality, and unbeatable value. Visit Grand River Trailer Sales today.
Legend Ken Schrader doesn't just chase the fastest car, he's chasing the best barbecue out there. Whether it's high-speed racing or your team gearing up for a corporate event, Strode's Barbecue is built for speed. From small gatherings to large events, Strode's delivers big flavor at lightning speed. With over 30 years of experience, our food fuels the excitement on and off the track. Strode's delivers barbecue with speed, flavor, and perfection. Strode's Barbecue. Fast food, fast service, legendary taste.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Slack Lumber. When it's time for your next project, make Slack Lumber your first stop. From quality lumber and building supplies to tools and hardware, they've got everything you need to get the job done right. Ask about the Pro program and enjoy exclusive savings, promotions, and VIP benefits. And by Lockhart's Odyssey, the official side-by-side supplier of Ohsweken Speedway. Lockhart's Odyssey features Ontario's largest selection of BRP vehicles, parts, accessories, riding gear, and marine products. Visit their knowledgeable team for all your power sports needs.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Grand River Trailer Sales. From enclosed trailers to utility trailers and everything in between, Grand River Trailer Sales offer quality products backed by outstanding customer service. See why customers across southwestern Ontario trust Grand River Trailer Sales. And by Chiefswood Park. Looking for a unique getaway? Visit Chiefswood Park, experience authentic Haudenosaunee culture along the beautiful Grand River. Enjoy local shopping, entertainment, wildlife, and a relaxing escape right here on Six Nations.
Grand River has a complete line of trailers to suit your needs. We're Canadian-made, built local, and competitive prices, with expert service on all trailer types, custom builds, premium quality, and unbeatable value. Visit Grand River Trailer Sales today.
Legend Ken Schrader doesn't just chase the fastest car, he's chasing the best barbecue out there. Whether it's high-speed racing or your team gearing up for a corporate event, Strode's Barbecue is built for speed. From small gatherings to large events, Strode's delivers big flavor at lightning speed. With over 30 years of experience, our food fuels the excitement on and off the track. Strode's delivers barbecue with speed, flavor, and perfection. Strode's Barbecue. Fast food, fast service, legendary taste.
Back here live at Ohsweken Speedway, ready for some A-main action. Mobile One beginners out onto the racetrack. 12 laps the distance. Jackson Jeffrey with your lineup.
I believe we still got some time here. Shelby's not in the booth right now, so we got some time to wait here. Time to give you the starting lineup for the first feature event of 8 here tonight. 12 laps the distance for these Mobile 1 beginner Outlaws. Rolling out first, it's Kane McAllister in the 18. And in second, it's the 96X of Benson Flanagan. Rolling off third, it's the 52 of Lucian Anthony. And in fourth, it's Braden Pettit in the 9. Rolling off fifth, it's the 17 of Grace Gledhill. And in sixth, it's the 24E of Easton Hill. Rolling off seventh in the 00 junior, it's Aubrey Penner. And rolling off eighth, it's Christopher Young in the 7. Rolling off ninth, it's Millie Miller in the 78M. And starting 10th, it's the 28 of Kaylin Walker. Rolling off 11th, it's Oakley Jamison in the 88X. And in 12th, it's the 20 of Austin Van Houten. Rolling off 13th, it's the 27 of Natalie Jen. And rolling off 14th, it's Jolene Hookert in the 96. Starting off 5th, it's Jackson McDonald. 15th, it's Jackson McDonald in the 87. And rolling off 16th, it's Maverick Chichok in the 27. Rolling off 17th, it's the 24 of Corbin Miracle. And rounding out the field in 18th, it's the 1 of Ainsley McAllister. Field still creeping by here. Come alive, 18 Mobile 1 beginners ready to go. This is set to be a great feature event here.
White flag.
Gonna display the Golf Depot white flag this time around.
They just came out on their own. Yeah, we did. Alright, drivers, nice and steady. 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 Green, green, green.
Double greens are out as they make their way in a corner. 1 and 2. Flanagan in the second spot. McAllister in first. Anthony in third. Big jumble of field behind them.
Easton Hill, Braden Pettit, Christopher Young there. All bunch of it. Ooh, looks like we got a little bit of contact there deep in the field, but everybody's going to keep it rolling after 1. Kane McAllister starting to pull away. Benson Flanagan has had a great night so far in that 96X. Looks about top 10 are starting to single file out here, but looks like we got a battle for third rolling on right now. Lucian Anthony and Braden Pettit.
McAllister slicing and dicing through the field there as he catches up to the slower cars. Benson Flanagan still in the second spot. Anthony Pettit and Hill.
Lucian Anthony trying to hold on to that spot there. Braden Pettit has got a little bit of speed, but here comes Easton Hill in the 24E. That machine is hooked up. He shot right into the back of Braden Pettit trying to fly by here. The field's going to go wide to some lap traffic. And a little bit of contact between Kaylin Walker and Oakley Jamison. That'll draw the yellow flag. Didn't look too bad, but Oakley Jamison just climbed over Kaylin Walker there.
Millie Miller involved there. Still 8 laps to go. They'll get them all turned the right way, and they'll figure this lineup out.
Sun starting to come down here. And it's starting to get nice and cool here. Been a cool 3 days here at Ohsweken. The weather is definitely been affecting the track a lot here. Had some great tracks, and take a look at that replay again, but just looked a little bit of a racing incident there. That 78M machine of Millie Miller is stopped there on the back stretch. They're going to stop him here to try and figure out the lineup. But yeah, cool, nice cool day here at the track. And yeah, this track's turning out to be great. It's pretty glassy.
Anyone have beginner flat car
So
lineup?
just trying to figure out these Mobile 1 beginners here before we send them off. And looks like they're going to look at that 78M machine, make sure everything's good. Something we kind of have to do for these beginner flats. You know, sometimes, especially when you have a big lineup like this.
20.
Which 27?
Airball.
So, Okay, if the garbage bin wasn't almost full, it would have. You saw it. It bounced on the box and then flew out.
Free throw like Shaquille O'Neal over here, buddy.
You know, I'm good at. Actually, no, I'm horrible at free throws. Although my 3-point.
Even worse.
Okay.
Let's get a hoop in here and we'll get. I call Damien. He's got the mic to him, so you can take Ryan.
G-force. Well, no, Ryan's a golfer, so I know his arms are. He's jacked.
He's a golfer. Nobody ever said he was a good one, so.
Don't say that. He's going to be glaring at you.
Oh, you can't hear me.
Well, I don't know. We're still waiting on the group trip to Golf Depot. Ryan said he wanted to go.
Hey, we can get some clubs and it'll be a new Friday Night Prime segment.
I mean, we need more entertainment on Friday Night Prime. Actually, maybe, I don't know. I don't know about that.
No, we don't.
Take a look here at the lineup. Kane McAllister in that 18 machine. Last year, he ran a 71, like his dad, and then this year switched to the 18. So, but the next generation, son of late model racer Corey McAllister, Benson Flanagan, he's had a great night here in that 96X. Good run for him, has been pretty good, looking to get his shot here at a win tonight. Behind him, Lucian Anthony, another good driver. The 52. Then, of course, you got Braden Pettit there. A lot of these names starting to become known around here. Some of these top young drivers cutting their teeth here on an Outlaw Thursday as the yellow flag's being displayed, and we're just about to keep them rolling again. Field's going to come to life here, and we should be good to roll shortly.
Looking at the YouTube comments there. They were just commenting on the slickness of the track.
Yeah, man, it's slick. Like, it's pretty glassy here. I don't know if it was the heat. It's kind of been it was a dry day yesterday. Golf Depot white flag being displayed before we set them off. But if you look at the track, there's a lot of good racing lines. It's nice and glassy there on the bottom. And you can see these cars' reflections there, literally.
Single file restart card along with the green flag in hand. We are back underway. They'll race today in the corners 1 and 2, door to door there for the second spot. Anthony and Flanagan down the back stretch. Flanagan with the nose on the inside of Anthony. Side by side down the front stretch. Flanagan now in the second spot.
Trading places there, the 96 and the 52. Benson Flanagan's going to start to gain a little bit of an edge out on the 52 of Lucian Anthony. Kane McAllister is going to pass by some lap traffic in the field. Will look to do the same coming around here. Benson Flanagan still trying to gain some distance here. Oh, we got one going around for a bit of a spin. That's a 7 of Christopher Young. He's going to turn that right around the field. That'll turn the 78 of Millie Miller around. We still stay green, though. Now Kane McAllister is going to pass by through them. That could have been a lot worse.
McAllister, good size lead there over Flanagan. Anthony still in the third spot. Easton Hill in the fourth spot, trying to break his way in the top three.
Kane McAllister rolling out there. He's got about a half a straightaway lead there on the 96 of Benson Flanagan, passing through some lap traffic here. Everybody kind of in their own world right now. Not too much battles going on the track here.
2 laps left to go for the 18 of Kane McAllister's weaving through the lap traffic here. Flanagan still in that second spot as they make their way to the Golf Depot white flag.
One more time around for your leader, Kane McAllister. He's been dominant all season long. And he's going to have no contest winning this one tonight. Double checkers in the air, and Kane McAllister is going to get the win here in this Mobil 1 beginner feature.
That was a good race by that 18 machine of Kane McAllister. He jumped out to the lead and ran away with it. Well-deserved victory for him, as he'll do his slack lumber victory lap. And he'll pull it up in a slack lumber victory lane.
Yeah, he'll pull that 2-speed Motorsports 18 machine. And yeah, what a great race for Kane McAllister there. The next generation looks bright in these Mobile One beginners.
Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks up next. 15 laps the distance on the pole for this one. In car number 4, that's Emmett Speck. And his outside in the 02, that's Everett Burbridge rolling off for the 3rd spot. In car number 72, that's Silas Podwinski. To his outside of the 7M, that is Michael Tunn. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 15G, and that is Grayson Malloyheen. And to his outside in car number 51, that is Grayson Lawson. Rolling off for the 7th spot in the 02C, that's Cecil Burbridge. And rolling off 8th in the 15X, that's Austin Dickinson. Rolling off 9th in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. And to his outside in car number 94, that is Georgia Hookert. Rolling off the 11th spot in car number 77, that is Declan Sol Johnson. And rolling off 12th in the 18G, that is Grayson Palace. Rolling off 13th in the 24S, that is Sadie Probelli. Rolling off 14th in the 816, that's Aiden Austin. And rolling off 15th in the 14 machine, that is Diesel Montour. Rolling off for the 16th spot in the 81, that is Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off 17th in the 88R, that is Riley Mercer. And rolling off 18th in the 09, that's Casey Walker. Rolling off 19th, car number 28, that's Hunter Hill. And rounding out the field in the 5K, that is Caleb Miller.
Definitely the biggest division we have here on an Outlaw Thursday. So great to see that. And of course, keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. Just waiting on some final words here before we launch them off. And this is Superman is in the building.
Not today.
Hasn't worn the shirt in a while. We got these gorgeous Outlaw Kart shirts. Cool Kids Ice and Water, 2-Speed Motorsports.
But you're not wearing.
Now this is another reason I'm glad we don't have the booth cam, because I may or may not. It's my fault because I may or may not have forgotten it. But I brought every shirt I had except for the Outlaw Kart shirt.
That makes sense.
Yeah, typical me. But I don't know. Either way, just about getting ready to push them off here. And this is set to be another great feature. One thing that I'm excited to see is Georgia Hookert. She won last week after flipping. And it was a wild story. Georgia Hookert flipped it and then came back and won the race. So that was a good one. Field rolling by here. Yellow flag's going to stay out here. Don't know exactly what's going on. I believe we got some sort of incident. They're going to keep the field rolling by through here as we await word on what's going on here. Field double file and ready to go. Of course, I believe we have something going on here in the pit, so we're going to stay under yellow, make sure everybody's okay before we send them off here.
Carter Long with the Gulf Depot white flag in hand. One more time around, we'll set them loose for their 15-lap A main. Emmett Speck, Everett Burbridge on the front row for this one, ready to get it on. This is going to be an exciting 15-lap A main.
20 Doty Creek Agricultural box stocks are ready to go to war here. This one's going to be good. I'm excited. Everett Burbridge and Emmett Speck, your top two, coming around here. Slow creep. Who's going to get it off the launch? Green flag's out. Here we go.
They'll rumble, bumble, and stumble into one. And we got a couple around there on the front stretch.
What did we miss?
A whole lot, I guess. I got a pillar right there. So
just saw the yellow flag get displayed instantly. I looked to the left there, just saw there was about 12. And that's a lot of big names involved in that one. Michael Tunn, Silas Podwinski, Lincoln Obadiah. Take a look at the replay here just coming off the launch. Looked like Michael Tunn got a little wobbly. Silas Podwinski involved in there. Looked like somebody had a misfire or something and just collected all of them coming off the launch here. But looks like everybody should be good. Take a look at another replay there. Yeah, looks like Silas Podwinski and Michael Tunn got into each other first, went for the bit of the spin, and the rest of the field tried to swerve to avoid him, or got collected in that one. The 88R pulls off into the pits now.
71-72. You were at the tail.
Yeah, well, I watched the front row go into corner one, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess they didn't have a good start. And I looked around the pillar. That's right where all that happened, and there's...
Yeah, that blocks up, and it looks like we got another thing going on here. We got two cars collected. Grayson Palace and Austin Dickinson were involved there, but yeah, we just looked over and go, wait, yellow flag. And yeah, but trying to get the lineup figured out here. We're going to stop him on the front stretch to make sure everything's good before we send him back off. Just, you know, something you got to deal with when you have a lot of young drivers and you got a lot of cars there.
Do you think chairs are in the budget here, or are we just going to have to do this every week?
They'll come eventually.
We talk about it enough, they'll get annoyed, and somebody will bring us chairs.
Yeah. The only problem is, though, the desk is, like a desk chair would be too low.
A rolly chair, we can just push it back when we don't need it. And when we're doing this, we can just, you know, take a little seat.
Yeah, we need like arena-style benches. You can just, like, time out. And when they play the ad breaks, we can just sit down.
It's been a long couple of days.
Yeah, but, you know, yesterday was fun. It sucked that Tuesday got rained out, but Wednesday had, I believe they said it was the biggest crowd in Ohsweken Speedway's 30-year history. So, awesome to see. Always love having the World of Outlaws come to town. A lot of names. It seemed like everybody in the racing community was there. I saw it on Facebook. I saw it on Instagram. Guys from pavement tracks, dirt tracks. Heard Buxton had guys there. Peterborough had a bunch of their staff out. So it was awesome to see that everybody was coming up and just had a massive, great time here at the Big O.
Yeah, it was full of great racing. We got to see our local guys duke it out against the World of Outlaws. And DJ Christie there in the 5 machine, he got it all the way up to 4th, just outside the top 3. That was a good race for him, especially for some of the hometown guys.
Yeah, that was awesome to see. And another big story tonight is those guys aren't ending their journey. A couple of our hometown guys are going to Weed Sport, and of course right now a bunch of them are duking it out there right across the border at Ransomville with High Limit Racing. So awesome to see that our home track community or guys are starting to put Ohsweken on the map here, and it's great to see that they're building these 410 programs and starting to race all over. But back here on the Little O, action out here on this gorgeous Thursday night. Nice and sunny out, still in the 20s, and we're trying to figure out this lineup here. What a great night of racing it's been so far. Excited to see it. Feature number 2 of 8 here tonight.
Double final restart here as we slowly get the lineup situated.
We're chipping through it here. It's starting to become closer and closer. So it shouldn't be too long now before we launch these guys off. What are you writing down?
On board.
There's a lot of good drivers here that were involved in that wreck, which are starting from the back, which is going to make it interesting to see. And as they pull up there, and I believe the lineup's just about to be good here, but a lot of those guys, Austin Dickinson, Lincoln Obadiah, Michael Tunn, Silas Podwinski, these guys are buried deep in the back of the field there, and they're going to have to claw their way back, but they have so much speed. But is it going to be enough to topple some of the top guys here? Everett Burbridge, Grayson Lozen, Grayson Malohian, a lot of those guys. Some top level talent in this division, starting way deep here in the field. But what a great turnout so far. 20 box stocks here, and they're going to start to roll by through. Shouldn't be long before we're back under the green flag.
2 by 2, ready to get it on. Carter Long with the Gulf Depot white flag. One more time around, so we go green. Get this one back underway.
Emmett Speck in that whitetail concrete flame and 4 machine. Everett Burbridge there in that red 02. Getting ready to launch them off here. This is going to be a great restart. And pay attention to the back of the field, but as we creep around here, ready to go to the green flag, here we go. Emmett Speck and Everett Burbridge launch them off again.
A rumble, bumble, and stumble there into corner number 1. Burbridge and Speck break away from the rest of the pack there. Trying to duke it out for the lead. Emmett Speck leads opening lap.
Even more contact there. Casey Walker and Diesel Montour, they collected each other at the start of the race, kept it rolling though, but now Diesel Montour goes for a bit of a spin there, and that'll bring up the yellow flag again. Trying to figure out what ails that 14 at Diesel Montour. He got into some contact there with Casey Walker. I believe they were tangled up to each other. They throttled out and then got loose from each other, and then Montour went for a bit of a spin in the turn.
51, 15 feet, 15X. 51 behind the 02.
51.
Did you ever take art class?
Nope.
I can tell. Not like I could do
Alright.
it. Not like I could do it any better, but
Talk about the signature there.
okay.
Yeah, I was looking at the comments there, and they're discussing the slickness of the racetrack. Somebody had a very pretty funny description here of the racetrack. Slicker than mayonnaise on a doorknob, so might have to use that one later.
I mean, yeah, you know what? That makes sense. But mayonnaise, though? I'm okay.
24S, 7M. 7M has to go back to Karts.
Well,
7M.
Back to Karts.
7M. Back.
field still rolling through here. Trying to iron out some lineup issues. Shouldn't be too bad, though, before we send them off again.
88 car back 1.
5K 24S over the 7M.
5K and 20K.
Field pacing by here.
Still 14 laps to go in this A main.
24 and 7M.
Emmett Speck, Burbridge, and Lawson still the top 3.
Got the call. The lineup is good. It shouldn't be too long before we send these guys off again. Still 14 laps left to go in this Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stock feature. Golf Depot white flag in Carter's hand.
Alright, drivers.
Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around.
Emmett Speck, Everett Burbridge, Grayson Lozen, Grayson Malloy, Austin Dickinson, your top 5. Here we go, green flags out. Emmett Speck will lead him going into turn 1 and 2, but Everett Burbridge is following tail.
Down the back straightaway, Emmett Speck leads through corners 3 and 4. Top 3, not much action happening there, but everybody's duking it out, trying to get to that top 3 spot. Malloy, Dickinson, Burbridge, Hookert, all going at it there. Burbridge down to the inside of Hookert, making their way through corners 3 and 4.
Burbridge starts to pull away there. The 51 of Grayson Lozen trying to catch up that top 2. Those two are separated a bit between the leader and 4th place. Grayson Malloy is starting to pull away as well from 5th place Austin Dickinson. And the top 8 are all single file out, and they're starting to pull away from the whole rest of the field. There's a massive pack back there.
Emmett Speck with a Gunter mile lead there over the 0-2 of Everett Burbridge. Grayson lost in the top 3. Austin Dickinson and Grayson Malloy going at it there for the 4th spot. as they make their way into corner one there. Dickinson looks to the inside down the max straightaway, trying to stick the nose to the inside. Maloyheen shuts the door. Maloyheen around, yellow flags out. Walker there as well.
Maloyheen looks like he slid out of the way to avoid contact with the 09 of Casey Walker. I believe Sadie Probelli in the 24S there did the same. Everybody should be good. Casey Walker keeps it rolling, so does everyone else. Take a look at the replay here. Oh, it looks like there was a little bit of contact with the 15 of Austin Dickinson that caused that. Didn't see that there, so that's going to shake things up a little bit.
Okay, so he has to go up behind the 51.
Gonna try and figure out the lineup here again. Third time's the charm.
Yeah, having a hard time here trying to run very clean here. A lot of small incidents, though. Not a lot of heavy contact with each other. Just a lot of small mistakes that are keeping these guys from rolling up. Nobody's really racing rough. Nobody's really racing hard with each other. Nobody's tearing up their cars. Just kind of some small incidents, and everybody's just swerving out to avoid.
Lineup's good, Carter. Lineup is good.
6 complete.
6 laps.
Golf Depot white flags out. Carter's going to jog back there to get the green flag. Should be coming the green flag here. Emmett Speck's going to lead him at a snail's pace to the restart.
Green flag is back out here for Emmett Speck as they make their way into corner number one. Speck leads him down the back straightaway. Burbridge in second, Lawson in third.
Emmett Speck's going to keep it clean there going down the front stretch. He's going to start to pull away from Everett Burbridge or Grayson Lawson, trying to make something happen there in third place. Grayson Maloyheen back up there on the 15X of Austin Dickinson. Everybody's still kind of rolling through. Not a lot of action going on so far, but it's still got a lot more time left in this race. Emmett Speck's got a good lead.
Dickinson and Lawson now duking it out again for the third spot. Down the max straightaway, Dickinson trying to get underneath the 51 machine. Lawson shuts the door.
Lawson's got a good launch there, and as the field's going to slowly move by some lap traffic there, I believe that 88R of Riley Mercer is super slow there, almost stopped on the backstretch, and now will come to a stop there. That could have been a lot worse too. The field was flying by there.
Gonna try and get that 88R restarted and back fired up.
Don't really know what ails that 88R machine, but they're going to go take a look at it. Got the lineup is good, so should just move Mercer and get rolling again.
Golf Depot white flag is shown one more time around, so we get this back underway. Still 5 laps left to go for the Ford machine of Emmett Speck. He's been running a really good race so far tonight, and I'm sure he's hoping to keep that up.
Yeah, Speck's been pretty good. Not a lot of contention for the lead at all so far, but coming to the green flag here. Emmett Speck, Everett Burbridge, Grayson Lawson, your top 3. Emmett Speck didn't get the launch that he quite wanted. Everett Burbridge is now right on his tail going down the backstretch. Speck's going to recover though, and he'll start to pull away, but Everett Burbridge is still knocking on the door.
Down the front stretch, Speck still your leader as they work their way through corners 3 and 4 down the backstretch. Now Dickinson gonna try and break his way into the top 3. Let's take a look at that 28 machine of Hunter Hill down to the inside.
Hill's having some great speed here, and he's going to move around on the outside line, making his way up to 4th place. He's going to look to take on the 51 of Grayson Lawson. Caution flag back out.
put it back to the slots now.
Looks like we got a little bit of action going on deeper in the field. Some people are not pleased with each other here. As the yellow flag's out, we'll reset the cones.
15x over 28.
4 laps left to go here in this second feature event.
So the 07S has to go back to 2 cars if you're doing that, and then the 06 has to go back.
The lineup figured out here. Still 4 laps left to go. Let's take a look at that 28 machine. All the way from the 19th spot. He's up to the top 5. He was in that second heat race. He was far gone and picked up the win there, you see. Good looking car. Looks kind of like Cam Thompson's there, but I don't want to say it, but I think it runs a bit better.
I believe they all run out of the same shop.
Probably.
I believe so. Yeah, it's a gorgeous looking driving with Haley 28 machine. I'm gonna tell Cam you said that.
Oh, he probably can hear me.
Oh.
No, he can't.
Oh, is he here?
He's right there.
Well, but out front there, Emmett Speck in that Flamin' 4 machine.
14, you're ahead of heat.
Trying to hold on to this race so far. He's had a iron fist on that lead, not letting anyone pass. That car is definitely hooked up tonight. So him and the team are going to look to get another win here. But he's still got a lot of drivers that he's going to need to face and run clean, especially with all these restarts here. They're not going to let him hold on to a big gap for first for very long. Golf Depot white flags in Carter's hand one more time before Emmett Speck's going to lead him off.
Steady on the back. Steady. Steady.
Green flag is out here, and Emmett Speck will lead him going into turn 1 and 2. The whole field single file launches by.
Down the back straightaway, Speck, your leader, top 5. All duking it out here, trying to get to the win. Hunter Hill now up to the 4th spot. Going into corners 1 and 2.
Hunter Hill there with another good launch into the turns here. He's going to inch closer and closer to the 51 at Grayson Lawson. They're side by side now. Lawson's got the edge going into the turn. Hill runs a better line there. He keeps it clean, and he'll take that 3rd place spot. Going down the backstretch now. He'll look to take the 2nd place spot, duking it out with Everett Burbridge, but the Golf Depot white flag's out. One more time around for your leader, Emmett Speck.
Speck down the back straightaway for the final time, going through corners 3 and 4. He'll pick up the feature win. Hunter Hill looks to the inside. Burbridge holds on to the 2nd spot. Hill in 3rd.
Grayson Laza will come home in 4th there. And wow, that was a wild battle there. And Hunter Hill with a great finish there. What a story in that one. Emmett Speck, though, will take his Slack Lumber victory lap and roll that Flamin' 4 machine off. Another good night for him. And just about to roll off next should be the beginner flats.
Emmett Speck ran away with that one, and well-deserved win for that 4 machine. Beginner flat carts ready to get onto the racetrack for their 15 lap A main.
Yeah, Emmett Speck was last year's beginner, Mobile 1 beginner champion. Moving up to the box stocks here with a lot of other drivers too that are making that graduation to the higher division, and definitely seems to be going well. Rolling out now It's the beginner flats for their 15-lap feature event. Rolling off first, it's Evan Sauter in the 51, and in second, it's the 4 of Charles Stewart. Rolling off third, it's Quentin McIntyre in the 65, and rolling off fourth, it's the 27 of Daxton Ellis. Rolling off fifth, it's Woody Nat Herney in the 67, and rolling off sixth, it's the 44C of Henley Clements. Rounding out the field, rolling off seventh in the 72, it's Declan Ellis. I mean, green flag's out here for Evan Sauter, and he's going to lead him going into turn 1 and 2. Quentin McIntyre with a good launch there, but here comes Daxton Ellis. Riding by here, they make a little bit of contact. Ellis gets a little bit squirrely. McIntyre goes wide here. Everybody stays green, but Evan Sauter's starting to pull away here.
Sauter already with a good size lead over the second place spot. Onto the flag stand, 13 laps left to go with that 51 machine.
Sauter running a great line here, starting to pull away. Quentin McIntyre in that third place spot is now facing some heat from the 4 of Charles Stewart here. And Evan Sauter will look to move around some lap traffic out in front, but he's going to start to face some heat from Daxton Ellis in the 27C. They were almost side by side. Sauter looks high, looks low, tries to pass by the lap traffic, still not quite through it yet. Finally gets by there, but he's lost all of his lead, and now we got a battle going on here between that 51 and the 27.
Daxton Ellis all over the tail end of the 51 machine. Down the back straightaway, they'll make their way into corner number 3. Ellis down to the inside. Sauter shuts the door.
Sauter is playing some tight defense now, trying to hold on to that 27 spot. They got nobody around them for now, so it's just the 2. Daxton Ellis dives down to the inside, tries to make something happen. Not quite yet. Sauter's going to steal it back from him. Ellis there running down the backstretch. He's lost a lot of that distance there. Cross flags are out for Evan Sauter, your leader, as the field keeps rolling through.
Going into corner 1 and 2, Sauter still your leader over Ellis. Ellis keeping good pace there with the 51 machine. Cross flags are out.
Evan Sauter there will move by some lap traffic there. Daxton Ellis is drafting on his tail, trying to make something happen here. Not quite yet. The field, they roll low, trying to avoid some of the lap traffic there. And Sauter is still holding on to that lead here. Let's see if something happens when they face some more lap traffic. Sauter takes a little bit of contact from Ellis there. They still run 1-2. Nothing happening. Sauter or Ellis trying to make something happen. Nothing yet.
3 to go this time by for Evan Sauter and Daxton Ellis. Down into 1 and 2 again. Ellis trying to get his nose to the inside. Sauter keeps shutting the door. 2 to go for that 51 machine.
Sauter there holding on to that spot. Daxton Ellis finally squeezes by there, and they drag race going on the backstretch. They go into the dirt there. They make a little bit of contact. Ellis swoops away the lead here. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around. Can Sauter steal the spot back?
Daxton Ellis through 3 and 4. Carter Long, the double checkered flags in hand. Daxton Ellis picks up the win over Evan Sauter. And the 4 of Charles Stewart. That was a good race there between Sauter and Ellis.
Man, that was wild there. Daxton Ellis does a little bit of a donut there, celebrating. He's fist bumping in the air. He is happy. He'll take his Slack Lumber victory lap, and well deserved. At the last chance, swooped in, took it, and gets his win. He'll roll that car off, and now getting ready for their 15-lap feature, the intermediate flats.
On the pole for this one, at a Fenwick in the 90, that's Tobin DeLima to his outside in the 13 machine. At a Brantford, that's Rylan Huffman. Rolling off for the 3rd spot at a Wellingport in the 17R, that's Jack Ruchai. And at his outside at a Wilsonville in the 28, that's Kaylin Walker. Rolling off the 5th spot at Hagersville in the 44B, that is Shakira Miracle. And rounding out the field at a Smithville in the 15W, that is Nate Weidrich.
Golf Depot white flags out one more time around here before we send them off. Slowly pacing by here, going around for the final time.
Double green flags are out for Tovin DeLima and Ryland Huffman going into one.
Ryland Huffman there. They're rolling on that outside line, trying to make something happen against Tovin DeLima. DeLima in that green Snips 9D machine. Having a solid night so far. Will look to end it off on a high note with a win tonight. He's facing a lot of heat from that 13 of Ryland Huffman. Huffman's banging on the back bumper, trying to slam the door open. And here comes Jack Ruchai in the 17R. He's using that opportunity to try and catch up, running on that outside line. And the top three are all there, but Tovin DeLima is facing some brute force trying to take that spot.
Huffman beating and banging on the back end of the 9D. Down the back straightaway, you see them on your screen. Going into corner number 3. Huffman looking to the outside of the 9D. Going down the front straightaway now. Tovin DeLima holding on to the lead.
DeLima there, still running solid. The field's going to pass by some lap traffic there. Huffman trying again to make something happen. Still not quite yet there. The field will roll by. Jack Ruchai falls back a little bit. No, Tovin DeLima slips up a little bit, and that allows for Huffman to drag race side by side. DeLima's got that inside line, and Huffman will go wide. DeLima's going to steal it back, but he still faces some heat now. Huffman rolling on that outside line, and they go side by side again into turn 3 and 4.
Side by side down the front stretch they go. Going into corner number 1. Tovin DeLima holding on to the lead. Ryland Huffman trying to hold on to the outside line, but Tovin DeLima will not give up the bottom through 3 and 4 down the front straightaway again. Drag racing.
They're trying to pass by some lap traffic here. That's going to heat things up. They make a little bit of contact. Tovin DeLima gets a little squirrely. He's going to keep the nose in the turn, though, and that'll force Huffman wide again. That looked really bad there when they were trying to pass by the lap traffic, but Huffman's got the lead, and DeLima slides in, bashes there, and they're still going at it.
DeLima door slams that 13 machine of Ryland Huffman. DeLima around on 4. Oh, wow, that was close there for the 44B, a miracle.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of incidents like that where it could have been close, but man, that racing was rough. They were bashing on each other the whole way, and it just looked like another time of trying to force them wide and stick it in, and both of them smashed and slipped. Yellow flag out here. 5 laps left to go in this 15-lap feature. This will mark the halfway point of our features. As we are 3 down, 3 to go. Here's a look at the replay there. Yeah, it didn't look like there was no harm, no foul. Just DeLima trying to fly by and dig his nose there into the turn. And yeah, just went for a bit of a lazy spin there.
Huffman and DeLima were going at it there for the lead, and that definitely slows the pace here for this 5 final laps.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here when they come to the restart. DeLima's got a lot of speed, so he's going to try and catch up here.
Green flag is shown here for Ryland Huffman. 5 to go. 1 around there on the bottom of 1 and 2. Weidrich will get a spun back around. DeLima's got some ground to make up if he wants to get back to the top.
Yeah, Nate Weidrich there went for a little bit of a spin. Out front, though, it is all Ryland Huffman. He's going to start to pull away. Not too much time left in this race. Tovin DeLima already trying to claw back tooth and nail for that spot. But out front, it is all Ryland Huffman. Coming to the 2 to go sign. Let's see if that 13 can pull it away, or will Tovin DeLima be able to come back and take that win.
Gulf Depot white flag is out. 1 more time around for Ryland Huffman in that 13 machine down the backstretch for the final time. He'll work his way into corners 3 and 4. Car along the double checkers in hand. Ryland Huffman picks up the win.
Fist bump in the air. Jack Ruchai, Tovin DeLima, your top 3. And Huffman, he fought hard for that one. He's going to celebrate with his slack lumber victory lap. That was a great, solid race there from Huffman in the 13. You can see he's happy, pumping his fist in the air. He'll roll back off and over onto the scales. And that'll round it out for these intermediate flats. Opens getting ready to roll off next.
All the open Outlaw carts push started and out onto the racetrack, ready for their 20-lap A main. This will be an exciting one. They had some good battles there in their heat races. It all settles here.
Rolling around now. Getting these cars fired up. Pushing them onto the track. There you have a look at the 24K of Kiana Teal. Bit of a wild night for her. The 0J of Johnny Miller. The 96 of Brendan Hager. He won last week and wants to make it another win on the season for him.
All of them are now out onto the racetrack, ready for this 20-lap A main. On the pole for this one, out of Dorchester in car number 7. Then it's Jack Smolders, his outside out of Weldon, the 96. That's Brendan Hager. Rolling off third out of Six Nations in the 0J. It's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. And his outside at Hagersville in the 24K. That's Kiana Teal. Rolling off fifth out of St. Thomas in the 18 machine. That's Gabby Darling. And rounding out the field out of Ohsweken in the 17Z. That's Zayden Miller.
Should be just about ready to go here. Jack Smolders, Brendan Hager coming to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around before we launch these guys off for 20 laps.
Steady on the back, nice and steady.
Slowly pacing around here, Smolders, Hager out front, green flags out in the field, comes to light going into turn 1 and 2. Smolders will lead him down the backstretch, but Brendan Hager follows suit. The top two start to launch away from the crowd.
Down the front stretch, Smolder leads the opening lap. Hager sitting in the second spot, Miller in third. Battle for fourth between Teal and Miller going into corner 3.
Smolders there, holding on to that spot. He's got that 7 machine hooked up. Brendan Hager there, kind of in his own world. Nobody in front of him, nobody behind him. Johnny Miller's going to start to face some heat from the 24K of Kiana Teal. And behind her, all of them are bunched up that back 4 there. Trying to make something happen. Out front though, Jack Smolders is starting to pull away here. He's got that car hooked up. This is definitely a track that he'll love to use. He loves using all those extra lines of Raceway. And it seemed to be working in his favor.
All spread out, single file here. Hager still sitting in the second spot. Johnny Miller, Kiana Teal, I got a bit of a battle here at the back of the pack. Gabby Darling down to the inside. Slides up in front of the 17Z down the front stretch. Darling takes the 5th spot. Going into corners 1 and 2 again. Miller going to try and hold it back for the third corner. Goes down to the inside. Tries to slide up in front of Darling. Darling able to hold on to the spot. As I say that, they'll slide there again down the back stretch.
They're trading places there. Miller's looking low, trying to make something happen. Then Gabby Darling comes by and swerves to take that spot back. Still holding on. Drivers are racing clean here. Darling starts to pull away a little bit from the 17Z. Zayden Miller once again there, following on the back bumper, trying to make something happen. Laps keep winding down here. We're just about at the halfway point.
Jack Smolders is far gone away from the second place of Brendan Hager, though top 3's all spread out. Kiana Teal, Darling, and Miller sort of close, but all running their own race right now.
Yeah, everybody's kind of spread out from each other. Still racing good, though. All eyes are on that 18 of Gabby Darling. Get closer and closer to the 24K of Kiana Teal. And just look at these cars. Look at how much they are flying on those high lines there. Makes a lot of difference when you got a lot more race room in these more powerful cars.
Darling making a charge there at the 24K of Kiana Teal, keeping it down to the bottom of the racetrack now in the front stretch. 5 laps left to go for the 7 machine of Jack Smolders. Down the back straightaway, Teal holding on to that position over Gabby Darling.
Darling there looking on the inside line, trying to make a move on the 24K of Kiana Teal. Tries once again, going into turn 1 and 2, not quite yet. Teal kind of launches away there on the straights. Darling in the 18 machine will look again, doesn't quite have it yet. Kiana Teal's holding on to that spot, but she's running out of time. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Jack Smolders.
Down the front stretch, Gabby Darling, Gianna Teal duking it out again for that position. Darling sticks the nose into the side at Teal. Teal holds on to the position. They'll keep duking it out as the Golf Depot white flag is out. Jack Smolders one more time around for him.
Yeah, as that battle rages on, Jack Smolders is really flying there, going to put them a lap down, but he'll come by uncontested, double checker flags, and Jack Smolders will get the win. Brennan Hager will come home in second, and Johnny Miller in third. Down the backstretch, Kiana Teal in fourth, Gabby Darling in fifth, and Zayden Miller will round out the field. Jack Smolders will take his Slack Lumber victory lap, and what a race for him. He was hooked up from the drop.
And that'll conclude the Williams Brother Heating and Cooling Open Outlaw Karts for the night. Still 3 features to go, so don't go anywhere. We have the flat seniors and then round number 2 for the beginners and intermediate flat karts.
Yes, sir, getting ready to roll out 20 laps the distance. With these senior flats coming to life here, rolling off first, it's Robbie General in the 44, and in second, it's Jamie Porter in the 45. Rolling off third, it's the 751 of Nick Kuplo, and rolling off fourth, it's the 66 of Bailey Salt. Rolling off fifth, it's Randy Hollingshead in the 77, and in sixth, it's Shaq McPhail in the 42. Rolling off seventh, it's the 18 of Adam Cecilia, and rolling off eighth, it's Ron McGarry in the 33. Rolling off ninth, it's the 78 of Matt Reed, and rolling off 10th, it's Clayton Beamer in the 50. Starting 11th, it's Mike Miller in the 73. Rounding out the fields in 12th. Starting 12th, it's Nicholas Boyd. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before we send these guys off.
As they'll pace their way 2 by 2 down the max trench, Carter Long with the double green flags in hand. Robbie General, Jamie Porter on the front row. Green flag is out.
Porter in that 45 immediately jumps out to a lead. He's had a great night so far in that machine. Robbie General falls back, and here comes Nick Kupalo in the 751. That top 3 starts to spread a little bit. Adam Cecilia there having another great launch there, in the top 5 are all single file out.
Top 3 all spread out. Nick Kupalo in that 3rd spot is going to have some battle there from the 18. Adam Cecilia. Cecilia down to the inside. Up in front of that 751 of Kupalo.
As Jamie Porter works on the lead there, the main eyes are on the battle for 3rd place. Adam Cecilia starts to pull away from the 751 and Nick Kupalo. Kupalo's got a lot of speed though. That red 751 machine is wired tonight. And a battle for second starting to emerge here. Adam Cecilia and Robbie General. Cecilia looks low on the bottom, digs through in the dirt, and he'll take that spot, starts to pull away from the 44 in 3rd.
Jamie Porter, the good size lead over Adam Cecilia now. Robbie General in the 3rd spot. Nick Kupalo in 4th. And then we have Bailey Salt in 5th. Everybody starts to kind of spread out in single file from each other. Jamie Porter is going to look to put some lap traffic a lap down in that 45 machine. Rolling by through. And he's keeping it clean here. Adam Cecilia will start to do the same thing. And field starting to spread out for the rest of each other here. Laps keep winding down, and Jamie Porter has been hooked up in this one. He's starting to pull away with it. Cross flags out, 10 to go for the 45 machine, and Jamie Porter, who's putting some cars a lap down. Still in second, Adam Cecilia, Robbie General, Nick Kupalo, Bailey Salt, your top 5 as they make their way around the racetrack. That lap traffic starting to slow down Porter a little bit, but it's not stopping how aggressive he's racing. He's still diving through the inside every time on these cars. He's putting a lot of big names here a lap down, and Adam Cecilia can't really do much but hope to try. Now that 45 machine slows down. Porter still putting some cars a lap down in that 45 machine. All kind of single file here with the 5 laps to go.
Yeah, Jamie Porter's been hooked up since the drop of the green flag here. He's starting to really pull away with this one. About a full straightaway lead back to Adam Cecilla in second place. And then it's an even bigger gap back to Robbie General in third there.
Two to go for the 45 of Jamie Porter. That 18, Adam Cecilla, has been making his way through the field here. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for the 45 machine of Jamie Porter.
He started in second and he started to pull away as soon as the green flag dropped. He dominated this one. Jamie Porter's going to get the win here.
Porter had that one in the bag all race long. Well-deserved win there for the 45 machine.
I think using the word by a country mile is a bit too long, but we might have a dispute here for the win. So penalties being given out for the 45 of Jamie Porter for knocking down pylons. He dominated this one, but they're going to give it to Adam Cecilla there. Tough for Jamie Porter there. He had that car hooked up from the drop. But Adam Cecilla is going to walk away with the win in this one. He'll get out after his slack lumber victory lap and roll that cart off. And now we're just about to go to almost overtime, if you could call it. We still got two features left to go. Intermediate flat carts and beginner flat carts should be rolling off here shortly.
How long has it been taped up there?
I taped them. Well, that was the first sheets that Shelby gave me, so I taped them up there so I could just not get lost in the rest of them.
Or thrown out.
Exactly. Well, we've had a bunch of sheets that I've taped up over the time, and they've got taken out. I remember we had a bunch of sheets up here, and they just every week it was like, what happened to our sheets?
Like our sponsor sheet we had for one night. Somebody threw that out. If we find you, well.
Yeah, that's
bad story for you.
Yeah, I don't know. We kind of need that sheet. But the good thing is we made some big innovations though, because we did all of our reads at the start of the season. So now we just get told to shut up, and they play the ads for us. So it's awesome, and a great way to support the sponsors like that, instead of having us stumble through trying to read it. I know I've done that multiple times, but always good to have a lot of support here in this Outlaw Thursday. So the beginner and intermediate flat carts should be getting ready to roll off soon for the final two features of the night.
Do we have a microphone? No.
Trying to figure out some issues here.
Yeah, but they're not.
Rolling the beginner flat carts out onto the racetrack for their double features. Second one of the night for them. Jackson Jeffrey with the lineup.
Not a lot of these guys made it here. Rolling off first is the 27 of Daxton Ellis. Rolling off second there is the 4 of Charles Stewart. Rolling off third is the 67 of Woody Nat Herney. And rolling off fourth is the 51 of Evan Sauter. Rounding out the field, it's Declan Ellis in the 72. 15 laps of distance for this make-up feature event. For these beginner flat carts, the yellow flag still out. A lot of these guys here on the sheet not making the call to the race.
Can I get clarification on that last race?
So we're just trying to have these guys pace around here a little bit before we launch them off. And here they come. The 65 of Quentin McIntyre here rolls his way out onto the track. Pacing around here, Quentin McIntyre was set to start pole, and he'll take that spot rightfully. Pacing around here. Golf Depot white flag in Carter's hand one more time around before we send these guys off.
Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around, so we set them loose. Round number 2 for these beginner flat carts. It's going to be a good show here.
It's the makeup feature. They're ready to duke it out for 15 laps. And this one's going to be good. Quentin McIntyre, Charles Stewart on the outside, green flags out. Here we go. McIntyre's going to lead him going into turn 1 and 2. Charles Stewart there in the mix. Evan Sauter there, who won the last one. He's all the way in there.
Going down the front stretch, that 65 machine of McIntyre, leader. Going down the back stretch, Evan Sauter sitting in the second spot. Ellis again. Maybe we'll see round number 2 is Sauter and Ellis.
Yeah, Evan Sauter and Daxton Ellis, they were duking it out there. They go right back to bashing. That was my bad. Daxton Ellis won it, and he goes for a bit of a spin there right in front of the whole pack. Try to see if he'll keep it rolling, though. Quentin McIntyre still holds on to the lead. Daxton Ellis has got a long way to make up. He just won the last one and spun out there, so he's going to have to try and claw his way back up. Evan Sauter there now in second will try to make his way up to the leader, Quentin McIntyre. Field is rolling by.
McIntyre running a good race so far in that 65 machine. The 51 of Evan Sauter trying to reel in that 65. 10 to go.
Let's see if this lap traffic will make any difference. Not really. Quentin McIntyre is still flying on the high side. He is rolling as fast as he can. That car is firing on all cylinders. And he is starting to pull away from the rest of the field. And as I say that, Evan Sauter starts catching up. He's starting to break down that lead. Sauter looks to the inside line, trying to make something happen. McIntyre there, facing some heat from Sauter. Sauter in the 51, banging on the door of the 65. Sauter dives down to the inside line. They go side by side. McIntyre shuts the door.
Working their way into corner 1 now. Here goes the 65 of McIntyre and Sauter into 3. That 51 is trying to get after McIntyre, but can't get it through.
McIntyre there, holding on to the lead. Sauter there trying to make something happen. 5 to go here for the 65. Evan Sauter there in the 51. He's also trying to make something happen. Doesn't quite have enough juice to get by him yet. Bangs on the door. Go nose to tail there. McIntyre forcefully forces him out.
Sauter and McIntyre. McIntyre to the second spot. Tries to stick the nose. Can't get it through down the back stretch. McIntyre to the outside. Sauter down to the bottom.
Sauter forced his way there into the lead. The lap track, they're going to shake things up a little bit. Sauter, your new leader, as he's rolling by here, starts to pull away there. He's got a massive lead on Quentin McIntyre. Comes to the 2 laps left to go. Sign Evan Sauter in the 51.
2 to go for that 51 machine down the back stretch. He goes. Top 3 all spread out here. Golf Depot white flag is out. Sauter, 1 more to go.
One more time around here for the 51, and he had that car on a wire after he took the lead. Evan Sauter rolling around for the final time. Coming to the double checker flags. Evan Sauter gets his win. Quentin McIntyre will come home second. Charles Stewart in third. And what a solid night for Evan Sauter.
Able to pick up that redemption win after Daxton Ellis picked up the last one earlier in the night, and that will conclude the beginner flat carts second A main of the night. 1 more to go, the intermediate flat carts.
They'll pull these carts off after Evan Sauter's slack lumber victory lap. And one more feature event of the night.
All staged up and ready to get it on. Well, I believe they're all staged up. I can't really tell. Could be lying to me.
I don't know. I mean, but whew, it's been definitely a roller coaster of a night, and everybody is making things all come together. Of course, Kenzie's not here with us, so Shelby stepped up and is making things happen here. So props to her and all the other crew coming out here tonight, making things happen. Glad to have everybody here, the community pulling together. And we got one more feature of the night, so let's end it off on a high note. Just about ready to roll off. Here they come.
15 laps the distance on the pole for this one. At Wayne Fleet, the 7G, that's Reingers at his outside at Fenwick. In the 90, that's Tobin de Lima. Rolling off the third spot at Wellenport in the 17R, that's Jack Ruchai to his outside. At Port Robinson in the 88C, that's Callum Clements. Rolling off for the fifth spot at Hagersville in the 44B, that is Shakira Miracle. And her outside at Smithville in the 15W, that's Nate Weidrich. Rounding out the field at Wilsonville in the 28, that is Caitlin Walker.
One more is coming on the track. That's 13 of Ryland Huffman as the Golf Depot white flag has been displayed. I believe we might have a lineup issue here. Oh, I believe we have a numbering issue here.
Miracle's cart blew up, so she's now in Robbie General, I believe. Which, they're in two separate divisions, so.
Yes. Yeah, so. Okay, yeah, so Shakira Miracle, her engine blew up, so she's in Ryland Huffman's 13 machine. You gotta mark that off before it gets confusing. I believe we have everything figured out.
Carter Longer, the double green flag is in hand. 15 laps the distance. Green flag's out.
They crawl to that green flag there. Tobin de Lima will lead him going into turn 1 and 2. The 17R of Ruchai and Shakira Miracle, top three there, and already we got one going around. That's a 15 to Nate Weidrich. He'll turn that one around and we'll keep going after one.
Down to the back stretch they go, working their way through corners 3 and 4. The 90 at Tobin de Lima leads over Shakira Miracle and Jack Ruchai.
Miracle's got that 13 machine hooked up. We're looking to have a solid night after her engine blew up in the last one there. It would definitely be a great comeback story in that 13 machine. Yellow flags out here. We got the 17R of Jack Ruchai around.
Caution flags out. That will stop this one for now. 13 laps still left on the board.
Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before we send them off.
Single file restart here. Tobin de Lima still your leader. 13 to go. Green flag's back out.
Tobin de Lima holds on to the lead, rolling through the back straightaway. Shakira Miracle there in second place. And Tobin de Lima is hooked up in this one.
One around there on the back stretch. Caitlin Walker, she'll get that current turn back around, and she'll join the tail end of the field there as they make their way down the back stretch. Tobin DeLima still your leader over Shakira Miracle, going into corners 3 and 4 rather.
Tobin DeLima starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Shakira Miracle doesn't quite have enough to catch up to that Snips 9D machine. It's been hooked up all night tonight. Jack Ruchai making a good comeback. He's rolling through in third on that 17 machine. And as the laps keep winding down, the field is spread out here. Just about at the halfway to go marker.
Cross flags out, halfway done, halfway to go for the 9D. It's Tobin DeLima.
Tobin DeLima there rolling around on the high side. Dives low, making a run and having a nice clean line here. He's been uncontested so far in this feature event. Shakira Miracle rolling there in second. She's got an even bigger gap from second to third there. But Tobin DeLima is pretty much on cruise control now. He's just rolling through.
Go there for Tobin DeLima. In that 9D, he's running a good race so far.
As the laps keep winding down, he'll look to put some more lap traffic down. 3 laps left to go for your leader in the 9D machine. Coming by to the cross flags here, Tobin DeLima, undisputed. Shakira Miracle has got a big gap to catch up. Don't think that's going to happen here in this one. Golf Depot white flag is coming out one more time around for Tobin DeLima.
DeLima's running a good race here so far down the back straightaway for the final time. The Snips 9D machine through corners 3 and 4. Tobin DeLima picks up the win.
That was a nice celebration there. Sticks the leg out, puts his hand in the air. He's pumping his fist. He's definitely happy about that one. Swing into that car around. He's going to make the most of his slack lumber victory lap here. Tobin DeLima was bad fast in this one. And once again, showing his prowess in that Snips 9D machine. And they'll roll that car off. What a great night of racing it was. A lot of action-packed roller coaster. I don't know.
It was a good night here. I can't wait to see you all next week. On behalf of the Steiners family, all the staff here at Ohsweken Speedway, on behalf of Jackson Jeffrey, I'm McLean Calnan saying so long. We'll see you all next Thursday night.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GeForce TV. GeForce TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.